North Carolina, home to the top dogs in the Eastern Conference, the Charlotte Independence, as Endo Martinez, Mike Jeffries, and the rest of the Jacks look to take down Orlando City B and start a new unbeaten match streak as they are looking to build off that great 1-0 victory over the Bethlehem Steel midweek. Tyler Terrens along with my friend and your pal Chris Nurse as we have a fantastic match on tap. Third and final meeting between Charlotte and Orlando City B this season. A draw and a win for Charlotte thus far, and a man who's been in superb form for Orlando City B, Haji Berry.
Yeah, this is Haji Berry, the man with the hot foot right now. 4 goals in just 3 games. He's on hot form, and he'll be looking to add to that tally in this evening's match against Charlotte.
Haji Berry with a brace in the 3-0 victory against Ottawa. A couple of very solid strikes and a very solid win for a team that's in superb form, unbeaten in their last 9. And on the other side for Charlotte Independence, a man who needs no introduction, Mr. Enzo Martinez.
Yeah, Enzo Martinez has consistently been one of the league's top performers for the past 2 seasons, and he's continuing that form this season with his 13th goal in a 1-0 victory over Bethlehem.
Enzo Martinez, a former MVP finalist from a year ago, certainly on pace for another type of season as we approach the business portion of this 2017 campaign. And now the starting lineup's brought to you by Novan Health and this Orlando City B team. A couple of different changes in the back, but Haji Berry and Gallardo up front tonight.
Yeah, Barry up front, we know, provides a lot of firepower, and that will be the man who they'll be looking to provide the ball to and give him service to get on the score sheet early on in this game.
Schweitzer and Paul Klaus will be pulling the strings in the middle of the park. Zach Carroll, a former Defensive Player of the Year nominee, will be at the center back position along with Umeni Jules. And behind them is one of the best goalkeepers in the USL, Earl Edwards Jr., leading all goalkeepers in the United Soccer League with 9 clean sheets this season. And on the other side of the park, for Mike Jeffries' side, a starting 11 that looks pretty similar to what they normally go with, but a couple changes here and there.
Yeah, we spoke about Edwards being one of the top keepers in the league, but Cody Miser has also had a very strong season with some top performances for Charlotte. And you also see the experience of John Marcus Davidson and the very dangerous Enzo Martinez, and also Jorge Herrera, who was Player of the Month this month, also up top for Charlotte.
Luke Wechter will be filling in for Bilal Duckett at the center back position, as well as Lewis Hilton getting a start instead of Callum Ross playing alongside June Marquez Davidson in the engine room. Charlotte Independence looking to make it 6 points in a row and take advantage of this homestand. Orlando City B looking to make it 10 unbeaten. It's all coming your way next.
Non-attorney spokesperson. Attention. Have you been seriously injured or has a loved one been killed in a motor vehicle accident?
Call 800-902-3240.
For a free legal case review, you may be entitled to compensation. Personal injuries can happen at any point in your lifetime, and in a few seconds, you or a loved one may suffer debilitating injuries that could change your life forever. For over 25 years, the Pulaski Law Firm has been an advocate for those who have been seriously injured. Let the lawyers at the Pulaski Law Firm get the compensation you may justly deserve. If you have been seriously injured and suffered permanent injuries, burns, and broken bones, or a loved one has been killed because of a car, truck, or motorcycle accident,
call 800-902-3240.
Get some peace of mind now.
Call 800-902-3240.
For a free consultation, you may be entitled to compensation.
Call 800-902-3240.
Your pet leaves fur wherever he goes, and it's impossible to clean when it gets on your clothes. Not anymore! Introducing the Hurricane Fur Wizard, an all-new extra-large lint brush that picks up fur and lint with ease, then cleans up instantly with a self-cleaning base. Fur Wizard is faster because of the double-sided action. It cleans up twice as much in half the time of other lint brushes. Plus, with just one dip, both sides are cleaned up quick, and just remove the base clip to empty. Look, a tape roller needs so many sheets, while just a few swipes of Fur Wizard easily cleans the entire surface. No refills are ever needed. Use it over and over again. Get your Hurricane Fur Wizard for just $19.99. But wait, call now and you'll also get the Fur Wizard Mini absolutely free. Perfect for quick on-the-go cleanups. It has a self-cleaning base too. But wait, call now and you can get a second complete Fur Wizard set. Just pay separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-261-4030 to get your Fur Wizard. Call or visit byfurwizard.com. So call 1-800-261-4030. Order now.
Moments away from kickoff here at the Sportsplex at Matthews as the Charlotte Independence looking to make it a clean sweep over Orlando City B, the third and final matchup between these two squads. Charlotte Independence, of course, sitting atop the Eastern Conference. Orlando City B right now tied for that 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. Orlando City B actually are on the outside looking in due to a tiebreaker. They have one less win than FC Cincinnati, who currently holds the 8th spot if the season were to end today, but obviously still a number of games left, right around 6 or 7 games left for both sides. Tyler Terrence, along with Chris Nurse, glad to have you with us. And Chris, you know, we have Charlotte and Independence right now looking to keep form and looking to maintain that top spot as we are underway here at the Sportsplex at Matthews, the second game in this 4-game homestand for the Charlotte Independence. And Chris, you know, this is a great opportunity for Charlotte to sort of build another streak and regain that really top performance form that they've been looking for.
Yeah, this is going to be a very exciting game from both teams. Orlando sit just outside of the playoffs right now, but that win against Ottawa was huge for them as it gave them some breathing space against Ottawa, who in the table are just below them, also fighting for a place in the playoffs. And you also have Charlotte here, top of the table, trying to maintain that to become the regular season champions, but also they want to continue that momentum and form going into the playoff stretch.
Orlando City B coming off of a very solid win against Ottawa, a 3-0 result at home, as Estrada unable to get a solid touch on that ball, and it'd be a goal kick for Earl Edwards Jr. Haji Berry had a brace in that effort, as well as Seb Hines, who got things started for Orlando City B. And Haji Berry has been in unreal form. He is smoking hot right now, 4 goals in his last 3 matches, and he has really been an integral part for this Anthony Pulis side rather, that has strung together 9 matches unbeaten. However, they do have 6 draws in there, which is very curious. We were talking about it a little bit before the broadcast in terms of what that sort of means for a side that has so many draws in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, we spoke about what it means, but they've shown on various occasions that they can come back from behind, because some of those draws, they've actually been down a goal and they've come back taking the lead, and then the oppositions end up equalising late on in the game. But it shows very much that they're a team that doesn't like to be defeated. So regardless of how the game's going or the performances are going on the night, they still know how to get a result, possibly at games when they're not playing as well as they could do.
Haji Berry blown offside there to stop the play dead, as Henry Kalungi getting his first touch. He'll be playing alongside Luke Wechter tonight in the center back position. Bilal Duckett will get a breather tonight, and this is a Charlotte team that has had 4 games in the last 12 days. We were looking at the schedule, and it's just been sort of brutal for this Mike Jeffries side, who's tried to keep the lineup consistent, but at the same time, while you're trying to keep form and keep that first place spot, you want to prevent injuries heading down the stretch of the season.
Yeah, definitely. We're getting towards the latter stage of the season now. I think they already secured that they're going to make the playoffs. Obviously, they want that #1 spot. You know, it's a big trophy for that team who managed to be the best over the course of the duration of the season and also take that form into the playoffs. So no surprise if we see some players being rotated throughout the course of this game, just to keep players fresh and hopefully prevent any unnecessary injuries.
Lewis Hilton getting the start tonight along June Marquez Davidson in the middle of the park. Hilton actually scored against Orlando City B back in April. That was the equalizing goal in the 1-1 draw. And the last time these two teams met, it was a dominant performance from Charlotte. They actually went behind early. Albert Dikwa, who scored twice against this team, not in the starting 11 for Anthony Pulis tonight. As we take another look there at a foul from Enzo Martinez, or rather Alex Martinez on that play.
And on display tonight, we have, you know, some of the best attacking players in the league. We have Herrera and Martinez, both playing for Charlotte tonight. And we also have Haji Berry, who's been in very hot form recently, playing for Orlando.
And there's a nasty challenge, and it's going to be an early penalty. Luke Wechter right off the bat here, surrendering an early penalty to Orlando City B. Not exactly the best start for Mike Jeffries and his side here at home at Sportsplex Matthews. A twist to the tail very early on here, not even before the 4-minute mark.
Fantastic skill there from Barry. Just as we were talking about his name and the offensive threat that he brings to this team, good feet, nutmegs the defender, gets brought down as a foul, and now he has the opportunity from the penalty spot to make it 4 goals in 5 games.
Luke Wechter getting the start tonight. He had an injury during that long stretch where Charlotte obviously went unbeaten for 9 games. They had a very solid winning streak. Wechter was unable to crack the starting lineup when he became healthy, just because everything was working so well at the back with Kalungi, as well as Bilal Duckett, and the revolving door that is the outside back position for Mike Jeffries, at least the left outside back, and now committing an early penalty, and Haji Berry to step up, and Cody Mizell got a fingertip to it, but it doesn't matter as Haji Berry tucks it away. 4 goals in 5 matches for Haji Berry. as he is certainly enjoying himself over the past couple of weeks. It's an early 1-0 lead for Orlando City B.
Yeah, that'll give Orlando a lot of confidence in this game, getting the early lead away from home. Cody Meisel just playing a little bit of mind game tactics just before the penalty, taking his time to dry his hands. However, it's a well-placed penalty into the corner from Barry, and he keeps adding that hot goal-scoring form that he's in right now.
Rough start for the Charlotte Independents as OCB jump out to a 1-0 lead, and this is certainly a team who's been in spectacular form. And now Mike Jeffries not exactly thrilled over there on the touchline, and Charlotte Independents in an early 1-0 hole.
Yeah, and I think something that has to be taken into consideration, this Charlotte team has played a lot of games in the past couple of weeks, and undoubtedly fatigue is going to be a contributing factor in this game. I doubt the coach would have allowed that to be an excuse for the players because they still have a job to go out and do in this game. But undoubtedly they've got off to a slow start in this game, and they're going to need to pick it up, and they're going to need the players off the bench to help them at some stage in this game also.
Enzo Martinez spraying it out wide, looking for Austin Yearwood. Now getting involved with Alex Martinez.
Get our lineup when it goes back. Get our lineup when it goes back.
Alex Martinez, cheeky move. Still trying to maintain possession here. Yearwood on the first defender, bends the ball in, cleared away. Remains in play for Orlando City B, who are able to get a partial clearance. Haji Berry coming back. But Charlotte Independents, a team that very much likes to press high up the field and make life difficult for the opposition in their own defensive third, able to win the ball back. And this is what they're going to do to you, especially at home. They feel very comfortable here at the Sportsplex at Matthews.
Yeah, since they moved into the new stadium, they've gone on a 12-game unbeaten streak that Ottawa ended in an unlucky defeat. But, you know, they've almost been like a new team since they moved into this new stadium. They made it a fortress. It's very difficult for teams to come here to win, and I'm sure Orlando would have been very surprised to take that early lead. However, they have to make the most of it now.
Herrera through for Alex Martinez. Still Alex, but stood up nicely by the Orlando City backline. Yearwood able to keep it in dangerous territory. Lewis Hilton bends it in behind. Joel Johnson laying it off for Herrera. Johnson coming to collect. Still Herrera trying to get a shot off. Joel Johnson swinging to miss Estrada, and he equalizes. What a response from the Charlotte Independents. Going down 1-0 early on, but answering here, and it's in the form of David Estrada. 1-1 here at the Sportsplex at Matthews.
And that's just the equalizer that Coach Mike Jeffries would have been looking for. You thought the opportunity had been passed when it took so long to get the shot from goal. However, they got a lucky bounce. Here you see his shot blocked. Again, he misses the shot. Easy finish for Estrada in the end. Just when you thought the opportunity had passed, Estrada was there on hand to put it into the back of the net. 1-1 Charlotte Orlando.
What a response from the Charlotte Independent side. And they started out a little bit flat, and after giving up the penalty, sort of lighting a fire underneath them, and they answered extremely quickly. They were working this left side of the pitch. Austin Yearwood was getting forward. Alex Martinez was looking very solid after they gave up the goal. And this is not a team that you necessarily want to wake up early in the match, as Haji Berry going for a goal, and Cody Meisel will collect that comfortably. And 2 goals already in the first 8 minutes. Hopefully we haven't maxed ourselves out in terms of the goal scoring production from both of these sides.
Yeah, you can see Haji Berry very, very confident around goal at the moment. Anytime he gets the ball at his feet, he wants to take a shot on goal. He's had 2 touches so far, and both have been shots. So, you know, he's going to be very dangerous. Charlotte needs to keep a very close eye on him in and around the box.
That's been one of the problems with this Orlando City team, although they have a very nice stretch of not losing a game. The last time they lost a match was against Ottawa on June the 20th. But this is a side that really hasn't been able to hold on to leads. They haven't started games well on occasion, which has led to 6 draws in that 9-game stretch of unbeaten. So, you know, this is a team that's on the outside looking into the playoffs, and they obviously have their flaws, but at the same time, they have a very nice collection of young, technical players that are very, very solid, and they can get it done on a week-in, week-out basis, but it's just a matter of putting together that full 90-minute performance, which at times, Chris, as I'm sure you know, takes a little bit of experience and takes a little bit more long in the tooth sort of veteran experience.
Yeah, and I think Coach Prudis will probably be a little bit disappointed that they've gone back and allowed Charlotte to concede so early on in the game. They've done fantastically well. They started the game very bright and took the lead. However, everybody knows that the next 5 minutes after you score is also a very open time when you can also end up conceding, and Charlotte have taken advantage of that period, end up conceding in a quick 5 minutes after they'd actually gone down a goal.
Charlotte conceded the free kick there as Rafael Ramos, Portuguese player for Anthony Pulis, comes up a little bit lame after that one. Pierre da Silva, third in the USL in assists with 7. Scott Thompson, the New Jersey native. Going out wide, Thompson again. Charlotte trying to keep this very dangerous Orlando City B tack in front of them. Kalungi gets there first with the head. Ramos forced to go back here. Zach Carroll. Klaus. Thompson will come collect. Scott Thompson for Orlando City B, wearing number 63, now on top of the ball. A player that started out as a left back for this Orlando City B side. Sort of moved all over the pitch throughout the course of this season, now finding himself in the middle of the park as Austin Yearwood will let that run back to Cody Mizell, who is coming off a phenomenal performance against the Bethlehem Steel. Really stood on top of his head, and actually talked to Coach Brendan Burke earlier in the week, and he said it was extremely frustrating because for those Charlotte fans who watched the game or perhaps were at the Sportsplex in Matthews for that midweek match against Bethlehem, Bethlehem certainly had their opportunities, but Cody Mizell stood on his head, and we have 2 of the best goalkeepers in the USL on feature here today.
Yeah, and that gives the defense for Charlotte a huge boost because they know that crucial moments in the game, Mizell can come up with that big save that can keep them in the game, and that gives your defense a lot of confidence going into games. And Mizell has consistently done that for Charlotte so far this season. At the big moments, he's come up with big saves, but also at the other end, Edwards has also been a huge keeper for Orlando in this season also so far.
Joel Johnson. OCB pushing up a little bit higher here now. Lewis Hilton.
Stay there, Joe.
And that spectacular performance at Bethlehem a couple weeks ago where he netted a brace. Getting another opportunity to start here. Well, he's had a handful of starts for Mike Jeffries this season so far as Estrada dispossessed of the back by Umeni Jules, but Estrada doing well to try to win the ball back. OCB come away with it. Scott Thompson trying to fend off Estrada. Comes out wide for Barry. Looking to link up with Joe Gallardo. Gallardo trying to send it through for Haji Barry. You can hear the OCB bench just crying out, simple, simple, but that was anything but.
Yeah, Orlando have actually been very good in possession so far in this game, but they've given away the ball a few times trying to enter the final third, playing a difficult pass when the simple option was on. I think if they just keep to move the ball quickly and simple as they have done early on in this half, they have a better chance of creating opportunities rather than trying to play the complicated pass.
Just saw a brief shot of Anthony Pulis in charge of this OCB team. Pulis actually played for OCB as well as Orlando City. Lewis Hilton. June Marquez Davidson. Alex Martinez, they've really been working this left flanked over here, maybe feeling they have an advantage over the Portuguese outside back, Rafael Ramos. Martinez brothers with a little private game of their own. Now Lewis Hilton sending it out wide for Joel Johnson. Great ball, good first touch, but delivery denied out wide by like Umeni Jules, 19-year-old Cameroon defender.
Yeah, Orlando doing a good job to stop the cross and shut down any good service that Charlotte can put into the box right now. Frustrating for them to be able to create chances when they're doing such a good job closing down play in and around the box.
Alex Martinez flips it over for Joel Johnson once more. A terrible ball in from Johnson that gets all the way to his counterpart on the other side of the fullback position, Austin Yearwood, fending off Gallardo. Now back for Davidson. Alex Martinez felt the pressure come nicely, sends it across. Herrera trying to line up the shot, but it's just out of his reach. And the sliding challenge in the middle of the penalty area might have had something to do with that.
Yeah, you thought that ball had just fell perfectly to Herrera for him to slam it at goal first time. However, it looks like the defender made a good enough effort to get in front of the ball and managed to discourage him from taking the shot. Win possession of the ball for Orlando, but very nice attacking play there. Again, Martinez at the forefront of everything positive going forward for Charlotte.
Most matches will tend to start off a little bit slow in the first 15 minutes or so, as both teams will just try to sort of feel each other out, but both sides have already seen each other twice this season. This will be the third and final time. We've had a very open first 14 minutes and 21 seconds.
Yeah, and we've already spoken that at some point Fatigue's going to play a massive part in this game for Charlotte. So it's important that they don't use all their energy early on in this game, because it's still a 90-minute game and it will take its toll. It's important that they remain compact and tight and try to make themselves very difficult for Orlando to break down, and try to be a little bit more conservative with their energy than they would in some of the other games that they played this season.
5 games in 12 days for this Charlotte side. Part of the reason why Bilal Duckett is not getting the start tonight. Mike Jeffries saying earlier in the week that both him and Henry Kalungi have carried a lot of the load in terms of defensively and starting almost every game at the center back position, and it gives a nice opportunity for Luke Wechter, but didn't exactly get off to a nice start with conceding the penalty.
Yeah, when you're ever able to keep your 2 centre-backs the same for a long period of time, it helps to build your defensive chemistry, and that's what they've been benefiting from over that long 12-game unbeaten streak that they had, was being able to consistently keep a consecutive back line for a lot of the games.
Alex Martinez able to keep it for Charlotte. Yearwood will send it the other way. Herrera bringing it down. Jorge Herrera, the reigning USL Player of the Month, finding Enzo Martinez, going out wide for Joel Johnson, encouraging him forward. Spaniard, just simply keep it for Charlotte. So look to be very methodical here right in front of the Jacks Militia at the Sportsplex in Matthews. Great support group for this fantastic club. Alex Martinez trying to send it out wide for Yearwood. Yearwood just trying to clip it in first time, but that's over the bar. And it'll be a goal kick for Earl Edwards Jr. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on SiriusXM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times.
Good build-up there play from Charlotte in their attack, however. Yeah, we're just struggling to put any kind of quality delivery into the box. Thought Johnson had the opportunity to deliver it a couple of times from the right side, however they chose to maintain play and recycle the ball around to the left side, but yeah, would miss his delivery into the box.
Kalungi sending Estrada forward, now through for Enzo Martinez. Enzo to the byline, sends it across, as it looked like Connor Donovan got a piece of it and then headed back to Earl Edwards Jr. But every time that Charlotte get on top of the ball, they have been very direct and going right at this OCB back line.
Yeah, they've been very direct going forward, but you have to credit Orlando's defending right now has been very good. They shut down the good service into the box beside the goal they conceded. Anytime the ball's gone wide, or in that instance where Enzo's got into a fantastic position down by the bar line to deliver into the box, they've been able to get their body across the ball and block the cross.
Joel Johnson on the move yet again. Clips it in, it's a good ball. Herrera, first time, it took a deflection off of Carroll, and Herrera cannot believe it, hands up in the air, praying to the heavens, but they will not answer his prayers just this time. Still remains 1-1.
Yeah, Herrera's found himself in dangerous positions here again. Fantastic volley, took a deflection. I think hadn't it been for the defender there again, that one would have been in the back of the net and Charlotte would be 2-1 up in this game.
Great opportunity for the 37-year-old out of Colombia and Jorge Herrera, and now a corner kick for Charlotte. First corner of the night for the Independents. Sending the big bodies forward, Henry Kalungi, Luke Wechter alike. Hilton bends in a good ball. Trying to get on the end of it was Yearwood. Falls for Enzo Martinez, just trying to send it back in on frame, but cleared away by Pierre Da Silva.
And Herrera is such a quality player. He just happens to know through his experience and his intuition where the ball's going to land in the box, and that's how he finds himself on the end of so many chances, that he anticipates where he thinks the ball's going to box, and he's already making the movement to where the ball's going to come before it's even delivered.
Yearwood. Charlotte really starting to put their stamp on this one here, making camp in Orlando City B's defensive third. Henry Kalungi. Wide for Joel Johnson.
Yeah, definitely after a very rocky start, Charlotte have started to impose themselves on the game, and now they begin to look like the home team. Early on in the game, they didn't really look like the home team, allowing Orlando to take the early lead, but now they really start to take their authority in the game and to play their own attack-influenced style of football.
Go, all the way.
Clipped out wide for Johnson once more. He's been very busy early on, sending it along the byline for Enzo Martinez, just trying to prevent the goal kick, but not able to do so. Always amazes me, the movement in the middle of the park from Charlotte, June Marquez-Davidson, as well as Lewis Hilton. You know, they really are those perfect holding center midfielders in terms of just getting the ball, getting 1 or 2 touches on it, and allowing the playmakers like Alex Martinez, like Enzo Martinez, to do the majority of the work in the attacking third.
Yeah, Marcus Davidson is a fantastic midfielder. You know, he always finds himself in space because he's always moving around. He has a fantastic first touch. Whenever he receives the ball, he already has his hand up, and he plays very simple, 1 and 2 touches. He never really does anything extravagant, but he's key to the way that Charlotte play in the middle of the park, keeping the ball moving.
Wechter holding up Haji Berry, but Thompson came away with it. The referee says play on, and Charlotte end up benefiting from the referee's decision. Now Estrada splitting a couple defenders, but didn't see any advantageous numbers heading the other way. And we'll keep it for the Charlotte Independent side, looking to start a new unbeaten streak match after their 12-match streak was broken by Ottawa, coming off that 3 points against Bethlehem on Wednesday. Enzo Martinez has some work to do here. Somehow gets it through for Austin Yearwood. For Herrera, leaving it off for Hilton. Hilton going for the curler, but the landlord, Earl Edwards Jr., was right there to collect.
That's beautiful, fluent attacking football there from Charlotte. A fantastic through pass. Don't know how Enzo Martinez managed to get that one through, but from there, some fantastic one-touch play to set up the scoring opportunity, but Edwards was in the right place to catch it comfortably.
And Orlando City B look all out of sorts, and it has to be, you know, a little bit of a psychological factor when you have a guy like Enzo Martinez bottled up like that and he still manages to play through you. It's certainly got to be a little bit frustrating.
Yeah, I think they would have done their film and studied the way Enzo played throughout the course of the week, and they know that he's very dangerous, one of the leading performers for the past couple of seasons, and you can't afford to take your eye off him a minute or he'll end up putting the ball in the back of your net or providing assists for his teammates. So, you know, somebody they have to watch very closely throughout the course of this game.
Well, not just a goal scorer, Enzo Martinez, 5 assists on the season as well, and rightfully so. I mean, he draws so much attention from every team's back line that they play against that it's only a matter of time before they send 2, 3, even 4 defenders at him sometimes, with midfielders coming back to track back, and it just leaves a ton of space open for Jorge Herrera, and that might be why Jorge has had such a great season.
Yeah, Enzo is comfortable under pressure. He has a good change of pace. He's strong for his size.
Herrera almost with the scissor kick.
And there we see Herrera again, always arriving at the right time wherever the ball's delivered into the box. And it's not by luck, it's through his own intelligence of predicting where he believes the ball's going to go. And that's not far away at all.
Air Herrera on that particular play would have done extremely well to just get it on frame, but the angle was certainly cut down by the ball being a little bit too close towards the end line, and now Charlotte are on the move once again. Alex Martinez. Jack certainly sniffing a goal here. Alex one more time. Getting the defender to bite. Now wide for Lewis Hilton. Getting Yearwood involved.
Having the 2 brothers on the same team must give Charlotte an advantage in terms of team chemistry. It doesn't always work having brothers on the same time, but these 2 link up very well. Oftentimes you see play builds up by one Martinez to the other Martinez and finishing in a scoring opportunity, and it works very well for Charlotte.
Second ball, Joe, drop in.
Kalungi. Yearwood bringing it down with a deft touch, but Rafael Ramos doing well. Gallardo coming away with it. But look at Charlotte just hunt after the ball as soon as they lose it and forcing Orlando City B to give it up. And that's the style of play that Mike Jeffries loves, is going after the ball right after you've given it away, because you're not going to be closer to the ball than when you've just surrendered possession.
Yeah, definitely. They work as hard defensively as they do in the offense. You know, they have the flair players with the attacking ability to create magic in scoring opportunities, but they also have the attention to detail when it comes to defending.
Again, Tyler Terrence and Chris Nurse here. Sportsplex at Matthews, 3rd and final meeting between Charlotte and Orlando City B. Haji Berry scored off a penalty in the 4th minute, and then just moments later it was David Estrada answering on the other end. And that is where we stand at the moment. It's been all Charlotte Independents ever since, but they have not been able to find the back of the net for the 2nd time, and to give them that 1-goal lead that they've been searching for. Alex Martinez Just a little floated ball along for Yearwood. Couple of dances, finding Lewis Hilton. Makes Schweitzer miss. Now Hilton bending him behind. Joel Johnson, the first time service. Oh, it's a teasing ball. And it's a shame that nobody got on the end of it. It is beautiful football. It is so nice to watch from the Charlotte Independents.
That's a fantastic ball into the box there from Johnston. He just put it straight across the face of goal. I think if Estrada anticipates that, he's the one in that area. If he anticipates it a little bit more, he's on the end of that, and just an easy tap in for him to the back of the net. But fantastic build up there from Charlotte.
It almost seemed like his teammates didn't expect him to send in that good of a ball across. As it looks like we're going to have a hydration break here in the 25th minute.
I'll find you a bottle.
Certainly a hot evening in Matthews, North Carolina. The players getting a little breather and an opportunity for Anthony Poulos to try to talk some sense into his team, who have really been on their heels for the last 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, and so far, the players we expected to produce in this game have been good so far. Barry's been very, very good going forward for Orlando, and Martinez and Herrera have also been equally as good going forward for Charlotte.
Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com.
Something I'd like to see a little more though going forward. Johnson has been isolated sometimes in one-on-one situations against Jules out on the right side, and he's chose to play backwards rather than being aggressive and try to take on Jules. I would like to see him in the second half of this first half get the ball at his feet and try to be positive and take on Jules rather than just playing the simple option backwards.
Martinez brothers having a word with the referee, Greg Dopka, who's in charge of tonight's match.
I believe that Enzo's in the competition for the league's beard, right, alongside Cody Lorendi.
Oh, 100%. I mean, if there's any sort of, fan voting for beard of the season, Enzo has to be up there as well as Cody Lorendi.
I believe there is.
There is?
I believe there is.
Well, it appears that Alex goes for a little bit more of the clean-shaven look, and I guess that's good for us, because if Alex were to grow out the beard, if they didn't have numbers on their back, it would be very difficult to tell the two of them apart. They have very similar movements on the field, and back to your point in terms of how nice it is for Mike Jeffries to have two brothers on the field. I mean, the chemistry, and they know exactly where those two are going to be every single time down the field.
Yeah, but it's not always that you get that chemistry with brothers, but they definitely have it in the Charlotte team. Many times the link-up, build-up play is Martinez to Martinez. Can be confusing if you're commentating, but I'm sure it's a pleasure for Mike Jeffries to watch on his field.
Martinez brothers certainly do bleed blue and white, and they are Jacks through and through. Originally from Rock Hill, South Carolina, which is a short drive away from Matthews here in North Carolina. And before they moved into the Sportsplex at Matthews, they were playing their games in Winthrop, which is located in Rock Hill, which is where the Martinez brothers grew up after moving to the United States when they were both about 9 and 10 years old from Uruguay. So these are two players who are professionals through and through. They're quality, and they simply love playing for this side here.
Yep, and if you watch Charlotte's, their approach to defending, the second Orlando take a touch, the Charlotte players closing them down. And that's from front to back, that's the whole team's approach. And you may not expect that from some of the fair players like the Martinez brothers, but when the forwards pay that kind of attention to detail, it helps the whole team to defense, and the attack starts from the forwards.
Johnson somehow gets the delivery cross. It falls to Alex Martinez. Trying to just get away from Joe Gallardo. Still on top of the ball. Yearwood getting forward. Austin Yearwood looking to bend it in behind the defense. Earl Edwards Jr. got a touch to it, and it might have come at a cost, as it appears that Connor Donovan is down, as Earl Edwards Jr. was just trying to get a fist to it, and he might have clocked his own teammate in the face there.
And here you see Martinez lays it off. You don't get to see Yearwood's first touch there, but his first touch is actually what sets him up to be able to deliver that fantastic ball into the box of his second touch. Orlando very lucky not to see that one nestle in the back of the net.
Connor Donovan got a shot to the face. I think it was actually the ball that ended up hitting him. Very solid defender for Anthony Poulos. Donovan, 21 years old, actually originally from North Carolina, attended NC State for a season. In his third year with the Orlando City Club. And we'll just get a little bit of attention from the medical staff from Orlando City, and hopefully we'll be able to continue as Greg Doxa says we can resume play.
And both of these teams recently have had pretty lengthy unbeaten streaks. Orlando had 9 games unbeaten. Charlotte recently went 12 games unbeaten. So two teams that very much like to leave with points at the end of games and know what they're doing in terms of getting points throughout the course of the season. going to be interesting to see who leaves this one with the loss and who leaves with the win.
But they were very different unbeaten streaks. Charlotte had a lot of wins thrown in there. They were on I believe it was a 6-game winning streak before they eventually drew a match in there. But this Orlando City B team has tied 6 of the 9 matches that they've gone unbeaten in, so they haven't been able to accumulate the amount of points that you think they would throughout that streak. But they've put themselves in a nice position here to, at the very least, make a run for a playoff spot.
Yeah, and they also show a lot of character. To go on such a lengthy unbeaten streak, it takes a lot of resilience not to be defeated, and I think both teams have demonstrated that throughout the course of the past few weeks of the season.
Thompson in plenty of space here, now along for Haji Berry. Haji Berry tackled from behind by Wechter. Mizell off of his line. Barry going back for De Silva. First opportunity for OCB in quite some time. De Silva sending it in, but denied by Joel Johnson, and just like that, I mean, it was just one unlucky bounce, and Scott Thompson was in.
Great defending from Johnson there to block the box. I think right here, he would have liked to get that touch slightly more across his body. It would have given the defender less chance to make the sliding tackle. However, his touch wasn't quite as good as he would have liked. He didn't quite get the scoring opportunity as a result.
Luke Wechter on the scene for the Charlotte Independents. A nice sliding challenge from the former University of Charlotte 49er.
23, Jay, go, go!
Charlotte easily breaking the Orlando City B pressure.
Yeah,
Herrera coming back, but Orlando City B able to bottle him up. Donovan wasn't able to get a clean touch on it, and now Charlotte will look to run in transition the other way. Plenty of numbers forward.
And that break, you can see 4 bodies screaming forward.
Estrada the other way, going for goal, but Earl Edwards Jr. got down well.
Yeah, Edwards did well to hold on to that ball. If he had parried it, Martinez was right there in the box, ready to tap it into the back of the net. He did very well to hold on to that shot.
Alex Martinez flicking along for Enzo, but the foul called against Enzo, or perhaps maybe it was even offside. Enzo having a word for the assistant referee. OCB need to be careful if they're going to commit numbers the other way and then lose the ball. Charlotte are more than happy to counter and run right at Earl Edwards Jr. and the rest of that Orlando City B back line. Estrada. More than a half an hour played here at the Sportsplex in Matthews. Estrada and Haji Berry are goal scorers. Barry got things started from the penalty spot in the 4th minute, and then in the 8th minute, David Estrada able to answer, putting home a scrum in the box after both Joel Johnson and Jorge Herrera were not able to get a clean foot to it. And then Estrada buried it, and that's where we stand at the moment. Charlotte have certainly been on the front foot and dominated ever since, but Orlando City B will have their opportunities on the counter. It's just a matter of they can take advantage of those opportunities. Fans, the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter at USL. Thompson. Charlotte doing a good job of forcing OCB negative.
Yeah, you can definitely see it's something that they work on in practice. By the second touch, in every single player, Charlotte's closing them down. They don't really allow the opposition to settle on the ball and to have time to pick their heads up and pick a pass. As soon as that Orlando player takes a touch, there's a Charlotte player closing them down immediately.
Schweitzer. Jules letting fly, and Mizell needed to make sure of it. Certainly a stinging shot from Umeni Gilles from about 25 yards out.
Yeah, and I think the coach would be happy if that's what they resorted to. You know, if they've managed to close down Orlando that well, that the best opportunities they can create is shooting from 30 yards. I think the coach is going to be happy with that. But
Kalungi. And this is where Orlando City B has looked good early on, is when they, sort of give Charlotte a taste of their own medicine and press higher up the field and don't let them play so comfortably on top of the ball.
Yeah, and we've seen that Charlotte like to get the ball down. They like to play out from the back, and we also know if mistakes are made at the back, it's an opportunity to win the ball and create a scoring opportunity immediately. If you win the ball back in the defensive third, obviously you still have the whole build-up play to go through before creating a scoring opportunity. So that's the advantage of pressing a team high up the field.
Well, the fans here at the Sportsplex at Matthews don't necessarily agree with that call. Joel Johnson on the same page as the fans here, as the assistant referee on the far side had his flag up. Certainly looked very close. Davidson in space for Enzo Martinez, and great challenge from Jules. Now along for Joel Johnson, who'll be able to keep it in.
He's done fantastic to keep that ball in play.
Johnson across. Earl Edwards Jr. able to hang on to it.
Again, Edwards coming up huge with a save. Herrera was right there to tap that one in, but he's been very brave there, throwing his body in front of the ball and held on to it and kept possession for his team.
Well, it's not only the the pure shot-stopping ability of Earl Edwards Jr., but it's plays like that where the ball comes in as service and he acts as sort of that fifth defender on the back line, just coming out and taking control of the back line and not allowing the service to come all the way across.
Yeah, and that's a big thing for keepers, is that they're not always involved in the game. But when the ball comes to them, they have to be able to perform immediately, and his anticipation and positioning is what allows him to do that. And he's found himself in good positions that have allowed him to collect crosses and to come out and be that key man in crucial moments in the game so far.
9 clean sheets for Earl Edwards Jr., which currently leads the United Soccer League. Nicknamed the Landlord. One of the better nicknames in the United Soccer League, if you ask me. Chris, you're not a fan of it?
I don't know about landlord. They normally have different tenants.
Again.
10 minutes plus change until halftime. Still 1-1 here at the Sportsplex at Matthews as Orlando City B look to build out of the back. Charlotte trying to bottle them up. De Silva got in the way, and it could be disastrous for OCB. Alex Martinez held up by Schweitzer, and Alex asking for a yellow card.
Yeah, I think that should be a yellow card. Martinez is smart. If you see when the ball comes to him, he takes his first touch across the defender, so the defender has no choice but to foul him if he's going to stop play. Here you see, takes his first touch across the defender has to foul him, and the defender fouls him intentionally, which means it really should be a yellow card because he has no intention of playing in the ball in that situation.
Enzo, round 1 defender, still able to keep it, muscled on for a moment by Schweitzer. Out wide for Yearwood. He's been delivering some beautiful crosses early on. Davidson, on for Johnson. Johnson now looking to cut in. Very methodical here from Charlotte. Just trying to pick this Orlando City B defensive unit apart. They've seemingly opened them up for the moment. Enzo Martinez driving towards the byline, but Scott Thompson, the New Jersey native, with a very good sliding challenge.
Yeah, fantastic defensive interception there from Thompson. But you just see for Charlotte here, Davidson always finds himself in a little pocket of space, always available for the Charlotte players to pass to.
Alex Martinez. Enzo now floating out over towards the right channel. Going to link up with his brother. However, he didn't really do him any favors with that pass.
Yeah, a little bit of a lazy pass there. Barry's just turned there without checking his shoulder. Giveaway position straight back to Charlotte.
That's got to be extremely frustrating for the defensive unit of Orlando City B, who have done more defending than anything throughout these opening 38 minutes.
Yeah, the possession in this game so far definitely in Charlotte's favor. However, it's still 1-1. Orlando is still very much in this game, and it'll be interesting to see as the game wears on how much fatigue is going to play a part in this game on Charlotte's behalf.
Might see some earlier substitutions from Mike Jeffries, perhaps, as ball takes another deflection. Davidson through for Herrera, and Herrera apparently offside. Herrera has yet to really put his stamp on this one. Ramos jousting with Alex Martinez. Now Alex and Ramos with some extracurricular activity, and the fourth official stepping in.
And you don't mind seeing players like he's showing his passion, he's showing his commitment, he's showing how much he wants to win. And Alex Martinez has almost been like the instigator in the pressure for Charlotte so much in this game. He's the one who's been firing up his teammates and commanding them when to go on pressure. And sometimes you need that little bit of leadership on the team. Somebody who's a little bit chippy and nasty to get your team going.
Well, both him and his brother sort of play the villain role for the Charlotte Independents, but it's almost sort of like that Dark Knight, you know, the vigilante aspect of it, where not the hero that they need or deserve, rather, but
it's hard to be the top goal scorer and the villain, unless you're Diego Costa.
Well, I would definitely say Enzo Martinez has Diego Costa beat in terms of the facial hair. Scott Thompson. Thompson on that favored left leg, but how about the defending from Lewis Hilton?
Brilliant defending there from Hilton.
Johnson looking to stride forward, realized Thompson was in his way. And Charlotte will look to regroup here. Trying to get the go-ahead goal right before the halftime whistle. About 5 minutes remaining here in the first 45 at the Sportsplex in Matthews. Tyler Terrence along with Chris Nurse, Haji Berry, and David Estrada, the goal scorers at the moment.
Yeah, Charlotte have been fantastic since they got the goal back in this game. They've definitely been the aggressors. They've had the better attacking play. They've had the better percentage of passing. However, they'll want to get another goal to take the lead to ensure that this doesn't go to waste, because it could all go to reverse in just one attack from Orlando. So they want to make sure they take the lead.
Yearwood. Great move around Gallardo. He's doing well to track back. Davidson. Penetrating pass for Enzo, leaves it off for his brother Alex. And Yearwood not able to get a clean foot to that. That'll be a throw-in for OCB.
Such a technical player, John Marcus Davidson. The weight of the pass, the delivery on the pass.
Those are really the unsung heroes in a starting 11 for a coach. You know, they're not somebody who's going to show up on the box score night in and night out. They're not, you know, bagging loads of goals or of assists, but they are so crucial. You know, it's those key passes, those ones that break the breaking lines of defense that allow the players like Enzo Martinez and Alex Martinez to have space and to be able to go towards goal.
Yeah, and he's responsible for possession. He doesn't just play sideways and backwards, you know. There's times when he'll break 2 or 3 lines with one pass. He has the vision to do that from the defensive midfield position.
33-year-old, originally from Japan, provides a ton of experience in the middle of the park for Mike Jeffries. And we've marveled a number of times this season at the balance of youth as well as experience on the Charlotte roster. You know, if Lewis Hilton, who's, you know, below the age of 25, playing alongside Davidson, there's a very important touch there. Looked like it was Paul Klaus who was able to knock the ball away. Carroll. Orlando City B certainly look fatigued. Every time they get the ball, looks like they're absolutely exhausted from having to do the immense amount of defending that they've had to done already.
Yeah, and I think by Charlotte keeping possession of the ball, it's just allowed them to save their legs. It's obviously a lot harder to chase the ball. Looks like we might have to have the... Oh, it seems to be okay. Yeah, it's a lot harder to chase the ball when you're out of possession than to be able to keep the ball and dictate the tempo of play in possession.
Take another look at that as Schweitzer is catching the bad end there of an Enzo Martinez clearance or cross or whatever it was. Schweitzer appears to be okay, but obviously with the new concussion and head injury protocols installed in the game of football, having to just get a quick field test from the physio from Orlando City B.
Yeah, that was a pretty heavy collision. They just want to take their time to assess it, because obviously players, we never want to take ourselves out of the game, and we probably never ever admit to being concussed, even if we can't spell our own name after being in a collision. But
Hilton behind and a touch from Ramos, but he does concede a corner here in the 44th. Charlotte electing to play quickly. Davidson, tons of space to deliver. Not his best delivery. Still with Charlotte, though. Johnson curling it behind. The header from Wechter and a diving save and a good hold from Earl Edwards Jr.
Fantastic save again. I'm not sure if that one was just about to creep wide of the post. However, the keeper took no risks. Made sure he got both hands on it and held on to it. Orlando now trying to build attack with just 2 minutes to go to half-time. They want to ensure they don't concede and start the second half on equal footing.
Donovan looking to break the Charlotte defensive pressure himself, finding Schweitzer. Gallardo. Thompson met by Estrada in the middle of the park, and now a foul is going to be called against Charlotte as Estrada arrived to the party just a bit late.
But it's clear to see how intense Charlotte are when it comes to defending. They don't drop off. They don't really allow players time on the ball. The second they get it, they're closing them down, putting pressure on the ball.
Gallardo. Mazel spilled it for a moment, but able to collect with no Orlando City B players looming in the area. Going back to your point, Chris, this team does really love to defend. It almost seems like they're on a mission and they have a chip on their shoulder whenever they are defending, because this is a team that loves to be on top of the ball, and they're almost frustrated when they're not on top of it. They want to win it back as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and they've had the better of the...
Enzo finding Alex, linking up with Jorge.
Rafa, gotta go.
Out wide for Yearwood. First time service again. Herrera lets it run through. Is a decent play, but Orlando City be able to get there first.
And there you see again Charlotte's attention to winning the ball back quickly when they haven't got possession. That's allowed them to control the possession in this game so far, is that whenever they've lost it, they've been so aggressive in terms of going to win it back.
3 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half as Charlotte continue to look for that go-ahead goal. Davidson.
I probably counted one time so far in this game where Davidson has took more than 2 touches on the ball. His first touch sets him up perfectly to play the second one. It's almost like he knows where his next pass is going well before he receives it.
Carroll up for the header. Charlotte still forcing Orlando City B back. Now along for Thompson, who's trying to hold it up. Marquez Davidson putting his palms up in the air as if to say, I didn't touch him. Grebdaka agrees with him, and Charlotte will be able to keep possession here. Alex Martinez trying to spin away from Haji Berry.
Yeah, just a little bit too much from Martinez there. Now Charlotte just need to drop numbers behind the ball. Only 90 seconds to go till half-time. Make sure they don't give anything silly away here in the last 90 seconds of the first half.
Fourth. How long did you put up? How much did you put up? Drop inside. Drop to your left shoulder.
In reverse, you see Orlando are very comfortable just to drop off and allow Charlotte to have the possession.
Hilton.
Charlotte players finding themselves in a lot of space from front to back all over the field to pick their heads up and play passes as they see fit.
Good build up here from Charlotte. Estrada into the middle. Enzo got a touch to it. Now going out wide for Alex. First time, but right into the hands of Earl Edwards Jr. And Alex is certainly going to want to have that one back.
Yeah, he could have just passed that one into the far corner. I think he's misconnected a bit, and he's actually drew it straight down the line of Edwards rather than bending this one into the far corner. He's actually hit it straight towards Edwards and a very comfortable save in the end. But still, fantastic build-up again from Charlotte. Looking very impressive for the last 40 minutes of this half.
It's so clean out of the back. I mean, it's 10, 12, 13 passes before they really get into the attacking third. As the second ball might be available for Enzo. Schweitzer coming back here. Klaus. I think Jordan Schweitzer. So we are just around halftime here, and now Grebdaka blowing his whistle. 45 minutes gone by here at the Sportsplex at Matthews. Haji Berry got things started. David Estrada equalized. Chris Nurse, your thoughts?
I think that was a very good half from Charlotte in the end. They wouldn't have liked to have conceded early goal, but they reacted very well. I think Orlando City B have a lot to talk about half-time, and we may see a different approach from them in the second half.
Nothing to separate the two teams at the half. We'll be back in just a few moments with stats, highlights, and a little bit more.
Do you suffer from blackheads, dirty pores, or oily skin? You've even tried squeezing them out and nothing works until now. Introducing Black Off, the newest, hottest at-home way to remove blackheads, cleanse pores, and absorb excess oil. Just apply a thick layer of Black Off to your face and let it dry. Then peel it away to reveal your deepest clean skin.
It pulled all of the blackheads out, and you can see like the circles where everything was tugged outward.
Put your freshest face forward and never worry about blackheads again with Black Off. The proof is in the peel. Call or go online now to get your Black Off for just $19.99. Order now and we'll double the size of the tube absolutely free. As a bonus, we'll send you our Black Off skin cleanser, also absolutely free. But call or click now and you can double the offer. Just pay a separate fee. Get the ugly stuff off with Black Off. The proof is in the peel. Order now.
Call 1-800-260-5583 to get your Black Off. Call or visit by blackoff.com. So call 1-800-260-5583. That's 1-800-260-5583. Call now.
Hi, Kathy Mitchell here with my new Red Copper 5-Minute Chef. You're gonna love the way this kitchen wonder makes delicious home-cooked food in a flash. Try this. Place in sausage, peppers, egg, and cheese. Then close the lid. No folding, no flipping, and in just 4 minutes, a delicious light and fluffy omelet. Designed with 2 deep wells, 5-Minute Chef cooks from the top and bottom. So my homemade corn dogs are done fast and easy. And no sticking. Everything comes right out. Call now and get my Red Copper 5-Minute Chef with spatula for just $39.99. And I'll ship it all for free. Plus get my recipe book free. But wait, you can double the offer and receive a second set. Plus our Flipwitch sandwich maker. Just pay a separate fee. It lets you flip delicious hot sandwiches in just minutes. An incredible value. Call now.
Call 1-800-390-8106 or visit by 5minutechef.com. So call 1-800-390-8106. Order now.
Halftime here at the Sportsplex at Matthews between Charlotte and Orlando City B. Haji Berry and Estrada, the goal scorers at the moment, as Charlotte completely dominated the first half with the exception of the first few minutes. Tyler Terrence along with Chris Nurse here at the Sportsplex at Matthews. And right now we will take a look at some of the power rankings around the United Soccer League, checking in to see as to who exactly the powers that be believe to be the best teams in both the Eastern and Western Conference. Real Monarchs have been really at the top of that list with Charlotte Independence for the majority of this summer part of the 2017 campaign. But Louisville City have been in terrific form, and after that 5-0 win against FC Cincinnati, they're starting to nip at Charlotte's heels a little bit for that first place spot in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, Real Monarchs have consistently been on top form this season, and it's no surprise to see them up the top. Also, Charlotte in that top 4 have been very impressive this evening also.
Charlotte dropped down a little bit after that loss against Ottawa, and these rankings I do not believe took into account the midweek game against Bethlehem. I believe that these were finished at the conclusion of last week's end. And you can see there Reno in superb form on the Western Conference as well. San Antonio and Sacramento in solid form as well. As we are moving right along through the halftime show here, Charlotte Independence and Orlando City B in their third and final meeting of the 2017 campaign. Back in April, it was a 1-1 draw. Lewis Hilton with the equalizer. Albert Dikwa scored the goal in that game, as we will try to find a winner in the second half. If not, both teams will have to settle for a point. We'll find out when we come back.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
James Outland and Morgan Copes from the leadership of Birmingham, Alabama's 2019 USL expansion side recently visited the league offices. Announced as the first expansion team for 2019, Outland and Copes share in the excitement as the club begins to work towards its inaugural season.
Well, first and foremost, I think we're going to have a great product. We're going to have a professional environment. We're going to have a competitive team, and not just competitive, we want to win. So I think the competition and the level of play on the field is going to be top-notch, and I think the experience at the stadium and for the fans is going to be equally impressive.
What excites me about being in the USL in 2019 is it's a dream come true. I mean, this is something that, you know, there's a group of guys and individuals who have put a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, tears, you know, everything you can think of from a grassroots perspective, startup, you know, to see it come to fruition, you know, when this whole thing really kind of started from, you know, just a couple beers at a local brewery. This whole idea, to see it come to fruition, it's going to be incredible.
What excites us about joining the USL is, first, Birmingham needs a professional sports team, and we think soccer is the ideal sport for Birmingham. It's a great growing sport across the country, and as importantly, the USL has really been a successful league. They've done a phenomenal job. We've done our research. We've been working on this for over 2 years now, and we really chose the USL because we think it's the best league and one of the best sports in the world, and we think Birmingham is primed to become a great professional soccer town.
It's going to be a fun, fast, exciting atmosphere. I mean, the game of soccer itself is always, you know, very exciting, you know, to watch live, just because of the speed of play, the physicality, the toughness that goes into it. But you know, I also think we're going to have a great, fun family atmosphere.
Well, it's been a great opportunity to come and get better familiarized with the people behind the league, and get to meet the folks that we work with on a weekly and ongoing basis, and really get our ducks in a row and be ready to launch for our 2019 beginning of the season.
The wealth of knowledge, the information, and just the organization around the entire organization itself is incredible. The professionalism is second to none. And you know, I'm excited about getting to meet the people and put faces to names. There's an old quote, you know, nobody cares what you know until they know you care. So I really look forward to establishing those relationships with league officers and just the people in and around here.
For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Halftime here at the Sportsplex at Matthews, and right now we'll take a look at our upcoming ESPN3 USL game of the week, and it's going to be Louisville City FC. Luke Spencer taking on Jamie Thomas and Harrisburg City Islanders, Wednesday, August 23rd, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. But for the moment, 45 minutes to settle here in Matthews. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Non-attorney spokesperson. Attention. Have you been seriously injured or has a loved one been killed in a motor vehicle accident?
Call 800-902-3240
for a free legal case review. You may be entitled to compensation. Personal injuries can happen at any point in your lifetime, and in a few seconds, you or a loved one may suffer debilitating injuries that could change your life forever. For over 25 years, the Pulaski Law Firm has been an advocate for those who have been seriously injured. Let the lawyers at the Pulaski Law Firm get the compensation you may justly deserve. If you have been seriously injured and suffered permanent injuries, burns, and broken bones, or a loved one has been killed because of a car, truck, or motorcycle accident,
call 800-902-3240.
Get some peace of mind now.
Call 800-902-3240
for a free consultation. You may be entitled to compensation.
Call 800-902-3240.
Your pet leaves fur wherever he goes, and it's impossible to clean when it gets on your clothes. Not anymore! Introducing the Hurricane Fur Wizard, an all-new extra-large lint brush that picks up fur and lint with ease, then cleans up instantly with a self-cleaning base. Fur Wizard is faster because of the double-sided action. It cleans up twice as much in half the time of other lint brushes. Plus, with just one dip, both sides are cleaned up quick, and just remove the base clip to empty. Look, a tape roller needs so many sheets, while just a few swipes of Fur Wizard easily cleans the entire surface. No refills are ever needed. Use it over and over again. Get your Hurricane Fur Wizard for just $19.99. But wait, call now and you'll also get the Fur Wizard Mini absolutely free. Perfect for quick, on-the-go cleanups. It has a self-cleaning base too. But wait, call now and you can get a second complete Fur Wizard set. Just pay separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-261-4030 to get your Fur Wizard. Call or visit by furwizard.com. So call 1-800-261-4030. Order now.
1-1 between Charlotte and Orlando City B at the half, just moments away from second half kickoff here in Matthews, North Carolina. Tyler Terrence, along with former Guyana national team captain Chris Nurse. And Chris, it's certainly been an interesting 45 minutes. Charlotte came out extremely flat, conceded a penalty early on. Haji Berry converted. And then just moments later, Estrada equalized, and Orlando City B seemingly awakened the beast of the East that is the Charlotte Independence. And right now we'll take a look at some of the best moments from the first half. And right off of the bat, it was Haji Berry getting in behind the defense and drawing a penalty.
Yeah, we're speaking about his attacking threat. Some good footwork here. Nutmegs the defender. Unfortunately, he was brought down. Penalty spot. Good footwork here. See it, push it through defender's legs. I think it was the right call there from the referee. Penalty kick.
Luke Wechter certainly doesn't think so, but Haji Berry doesn't think anything of it, and he'll just bury it in the bottom left corner for his 8th goal of the season. 5 goals in 4 matches for Haji Berry, and then just about a few moments later, Charlotte would answer back.
Yeah, you thought this opportunity had gone. Falls nicely to the feet of Estrada, and he just makes no mistake in putting it into the back of the net. Fantastic response there from Charlotte after going 1-0 down early on in the game.
Estrada has been in solid form as of late, scoring another goal here. And we'll take one more look, as there were a couple of swings and misses there from Jorge Herrera as well as Joel Johnson. You can see Earl Edwards Jr. just trying to find exactly where the ball is. And then before he can even see it, it's in the back of the net. And then Charlotte would knock on the door continuously for the remaining moments of the first half.
Yeah, there's Johnson driving down, and that's what we wanted to see more in the first half, and being a little more aggressive and taking on Orlando down the wing. There, he does it fantastic. He delivers a perfect ball into the box. Herrera does it great to get his foot on it. It's heading towards goal, but defender does well to block him.
And they would continue to push this right flank. This time, David Estrada delivering a solid ball on air. Herrera almost able to get there.
Herrera, we know, perfect at timing his runs into the ball and arriving at the same time as the ball. He's done it again there, and that's definitely not far away from goal.
36-year-old showing off his athletic ability, not able to put it on frame as Earl Edward Jr. would see it go wide of the near post. And while Orlando City B were on their heels for most of the first half, they would certainly have their opportunities.
Yeah, I think Charlotte have done well defensively, forcing a lot of their opportunities to come from long shots from distance that didn't really trouble the keeper too much.
And then Enzo Martinez would find Joel Johnson, and another good delivery into the back. Luke Wechter would have his header saved by Earl Edwards Jr.
Edwards has come up big numerous times in this half so far. They're going to need him again consistently throughout the second half.
And here are the upcoming matches for Orlando City B at Louisville City and against Bethlehem in their next coming matches. 2 games against teams who are inside of the top 8. And for Orlando City B, if you want to be inside of that 8-team mark at the end of the season, you're going to have to beat teams who are inside of the playoffs at the moment.
Yeah, and we've spoken about the lengthy unbeaten streak they had with a lot of ties, but I think this first half performance that we've seen so far hasn't quite been good enough to push them over that playoff line into 8th place rather than 9th right now. I think we're going to have to see a little bit more from them in the second half to really show that they're ready for the playoffs and they're a team who deserves to be there.
Difficult stretch coming up for Anthony Poulos and his side, and on the other side for the Charlotte Independence, it's more of the same, a couple of tough tests, but at the same time, Toronto FC and Richmond, both the 2 worst teams in the Eastern Conference at the moment, at home, finishing up that 4-game homestand. That has to be 6 points.
Yeah, and one thing that stands out tremendously is that out of the next 5 games, Charlotte have 3 at home, and they've made St. Matthews a fortress right now since they moved into their new home stadium. And this has become a very difficult place to play and almost an impossible place for teams to come and win.
Upcoming match against Toronto FC2 at home, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And right now we will take a look at the table for the Eastern Conference. And right now Charlotte sit atop, Charleston getting 3 points and making things a little bit closer in the Eastern Conference. But look at Louisville City, 4 games in hand after this weekend, or perhaps 3 games in hand after this weekend, and only 6 points behind Charlotte for the moment.
Yeah, you can see Charlotte very dominant this season, up at the top of the table with Charleston Battery. They'll definitely want to take that carrot of being the top team at the end of the playoffs. However, I think after solidifying their playoff place pretty much already. They want to make sure that towards the end of the season now their main importance is not picking up any injuries and ensuring that players stay fit, ready and healthy for that last postseason push.
And now we'll take a look at the other side of the Mississippi River. The Western Conference Real Monarchs are really sort of running away with it now. 11 points clear of Swope Park. And now it's really just a battle of second, third, fourth, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's an incredible lead to have at this point in the season. Still 7 or 8 games left, and they're already ahead by 11 points. Really is a fantastic season for Real Monarchs.
Swope Park.
Interesting to see if they can continue that into the playoffs.
Absolutely. Swope Park looking to repeat their magical run in the USL Cup playoffs last season when they fell to New York Red Bulls 2 in the USL Cup final 5-1, as we are almost ready for the second half. And Charlotte dominated the closing parts of the first half. Is there anything they can do a little bit differently, maybe to sharpen things up in the attacking third?
I think they've had the chances. They just need to put them in the back of the net. They've been dominant in possession. They've been good going forward. Their possession has been purposeful, which means that they haven't just kept it for the sake of it. They've actually created scoring opportunities at the end of it. I think they just need to be a little more clinical in the final third and put them into the back of the net. However, expect a completely different 45 minutes from Orlando City B, because their coaches would understand that first half wasn't good enough to get a win out of this game. And both teams essentially need 3 points.
Second half is officially underway here at the Sportsplex at Matthews. Again, Tyler Terrens along with former Guyana national team captain Chris Nurse. Glad to have you with us here on this fantastic Saturday evening. Charlotte looking to make it 6 points in a row. Orlando City B just trying to stay relevant in terms of the playoff conversation. As Lewis Hilton fighting to win the ball back. Both teams looking to extend their unbeaten streak. Charlotte trying to start a new one. It would be 2 in a row if they were able to get either a point or 3 points after this one, after having their 12-match unbeaten streak snapped by Ottawa at last week's end. A 3-1 defeat at the hands of Ottawa FC, and then Orlando City B taking them down in their most recent match by a score of 3-0. Haji Berry with the brace, and Haji continuing his strong form with a goal early on in this match as Enzo Martinez finding Jorge Herrera. The flag will stay down. Connor Donovan can't believe it, and for good reason, as the flag now goes up, and it will be offside against the Colombian.
Yeah, the referee just a little bit late calling that back. He thought the Colombian Herrera had done well to arc his run and keep himself onside. However, the third official decided that he didn't quite keep himself onside and called it back for offside.
You can already tell right off the bat, Orlando City B playing a little bit of a higher line, just trying to make life a little bit more difficult for Charlotte in the middle of the park.
Yeah, and definitely in that first half, Orlando were extremely passive, to say the least. I think the intensity and pressure and effort from the team definitely is going to go up a notch in the second half. Their coaches will be demanding it. They're in a position in the league where they really can't afford to leave here with no points. We know that they're good at getting ties, but at this stage of the season, they need to turn those ties into wins to make sure they can confirm their place in the playoffs.
Again, of their 9-match unbeaten streak, 6 of them are draws. A number of them are clean sheets, and that's thanks to their all-USL goalkeeper, Earl Edwards Jr. 9 clean sheets this season, which leads the United Soccer League. But they're looking for 3 points here, and certainly a tall task. Nobody has beaten Charlotte at the Sportsplex at Matthews since it has officially opened. And I'm not exactly sure Mike Jeffries and his side are keen on letting OCB come in here and beat them in their own house, as there's a good challenge from Lewis Hilton, and he's looking to spark a counterattack the other way. The Englishman comes out wide for Estrada. Enzo Martinez making a darting run. It's a good ball. Martinez around the first defender, sending it across, but Earl Edwards Jr. able to collect, if not for Lewis Hilton, but it is going to be a foul against Hilton, and he's holding a thumbs up. Knew exactly what he did with Earl Edwards Jr. having 2 hands on the ball.
I wasn't actually sure Hilton did a lot wrong here. You see the ball's bouncing around. I don't think the referee's right to call a foul there.
He's got a hand on the ball though, no?
Only got 1 hand on the ball. If he has 2, can't kick out his hands, but he only has 1 hand on the ball in that situation. I think Hilton was well within his rights to go and try and take the ball, and he should have been allowed to continue play.
Well, Chris Nurse says he's not a fan of it, but however, Greg Dopka doesn't really care what Chris Nurse thinks at the moment and will continue to play.
I mean, the ball was bouncing around. Edwards didn't really have it under control. Hilton was well within his rights to go and try and nick it away, and he did nick it away, and I think the referee should have allowed play to continue there. Sometimes they provide the goalkeepers a little more protection than they actually need.
Schweitzer able to win the ball back. Gallardo had a little bit of a rough half defensively. Chipping the ball through, finding De Silva. Young man who has 7 assists in the United Soccer League this season, 3rd in that department throughout the league. OCB certainly with a better start here in the second half, just a few minutes in. De Silva looking to play with the Cameroonian. Yemeni Jules. Oh, it's a great ball in. Gallardo looking for it as Yearwood got there first. Now Schweitzer lining up the shot. It takes a deflection. Last touch going to be off of OCB. Ball's already back in play. Orlando City B making the claim that it should have been a corner kick as Jorge Herrera takes a bit of a nasty challenge there from Zach Carroll.
Carroll just giving her a little nudge there. Both players ended up rolling into the boards. But I don't think any bad harm done there. Both just competing honestly for the ball.
Marquez Davidson had a very clean first half. 33-year-old finds Henry Kalungi moving forward. Joel Johnson. Long for the goal scorer, Estrada. Now Enzo Martinez spinning towards the middle. Martinez going for goal. It was a good block in front from Connor Donovan, who's given up his body on a number of occasions here in the opening 50 minutes. Now a foul called against Orlando City B as Charlotte will look to play quickly.
He's given a free kick on there, but he's letting him take it here. It's either advantage or no advantage.
And here Anthony Poulos just arguing the placement of the free kick. They feel that Charlotte might have played it from a ways away from where the foul was actually called. So animated on the sideline. Anthony Poulos very involved.
Yeah, you can actually hear Anthony Poulos now demanding that pressure and intensity and closing the ball down that Charlotte have applied to this game so far. He wants his Orlando team to do the same. The second Charlotte are able to get a touch on the ball, he wants his players closing them down and not allowing them the time and space to get their heads up and play forward passes.
Alex Martinez gives it away. Now Gallardo going down the sideline for Barry, who's in plenty of space. Thompson running with him. Barry along to the byline, sending it across. It falls for De Silva. Mizell off of his line, and a diving stop from Luke Wechter, and Mizell certainly appreciates the defensive play from the rookie Luke Wechter.
That's a fantastic save from Mizell, but Barry's done fantastic well there. When he's actually got the ball at his feet and driven, he's looked very dangerous, and he hasn't done that many times in this game apart from the opportunity he got for the penalty, and this opportunity right here. He gets out his feet, drives forward, provides a fantastic cutback. I felt the forward there just took too many touches, and that's why the opportunity ended up going wide of the goal with a great defensive save from Mizell.
Luke Wechter with a terrific defensive play. Might have given up a goal with the penalty, but certainly saved one there with that kick save as that ball sent in and Mizell had to parry it away, and it'll be another corner for Orlando City B as they're starting to find their groove here early on in the second half.
Yeah, Orlando having their little spell in the game now. This is where Charlotte need to make sure that they're switched on and paying attention to all the little details to make sure that they can weather this storm and hopefully take advantage and be able to capitalize and take the lead at some point in this game. But Orlando's turn now to attack the goal, and it's going to be interesting to see how well Charlotte can defend this little spell.
De Silva and Gallardo over on the corner. De Silva electing to play it directly. Donovan with the header sends it across. Carroll was waiting for it, and it's Estrada who coolly plays it along to Enzo Martinez.
And that was a fantastic opportunity there for Orlando to get themselves back into the game. Corner that looked like it was overhit.
Martinez taken down from behind. Martinez will stay down to sell it a little bit, and it is going to be a yellow card against the Englishman Paul Klaus, as he has shown mustard here in the 53rd minute.
Yeah, you wonder whether this is a bad yellow card or a clever foul. You see Martinez making a run away with him, getting behind him. There are numbers down. It might be a smart foul in terms of taking the yellow card just to allow his team to get numbers back behind the ball now and be able to defend this set piece with everybody being back.
Charlotte again elect to play free quickly as they're really not interested in delivering set pieces that are more than about 25 to 30 yards away. Very much interested in keeping possession as Estrada trying to get the cross away. Somehow it stays in play after the original service was denied. Joel Johnson. Alex Martinez. Nobody's yet to step to him, sending it across. Herrera challenging Connor Donovan for the header. Back out to Davidson. Now Charlotte with a nice little spell here. Coming out wide for Johnson, who's in plenty of space. Another teasing ball in. Edwards Jr. punches it away. Yearwood forward, sends it across with his noggin. And Orlando City B will see it out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the landlord.
Alex Martinez having a very solid game this evening. We've just seen him play one ball into the box with his left foot, then receive the ball back and hit a driven pass with his right foot, just showing his ability that he's able to play with both feet very comfortably. He's having a very good night tonight so far.
Martinez brothers, about 11 months apart in age. And Enzo Martinez really has stolen the spotlight, but Alex, most certainly a dominant player in his own right. Do you see any glaring differences in their game?
Enzo Martinez has 13 goals.
Well, besides the goal production.
I think 13 goals is a big difference in any player, but you know, they both possess similar abilities, both very strong for their size, both very dynamic, good strength, good change of direction, good pace, good first touch. Now you can tell they played a lot together growing up.
Big sweeping ball over for Yearwood, who's getting forward. Maybe took one too many touches as the big strong defender Zach Carroll comes over, and now Yearwood with great hustle to win the ball back, and now Carroll committing the foul, and he's going to go into the book. And Alex Martinez.
Yeah, Carroll just being a little bit careless here, both in defending and his reaction here. You've seen him, he's about to get booked for a foul, and you see him raise his hand there to push Martinez. Very silly decision. The referee could have easily given him a second yellow card there for raising his hand. We've seen yellow cards given for less than that so far this season, but clumsy defending here. No need to give this foul away. Charlotte in a very dangerous situation now to deliver their set piece into the box.
Alex Martinez just sort of stirring the pot afterwards as well, and it wouldn't be a foul if Alex Martinez wasn't somehow involved with the referee and the player who committed the foul on the opposition team.
No, Rafa! Pausi!
Lewis Hilton on top of this free kick. An opportunity to whip it in, or maybe if you put it on frame and try to catch Earl Edwards Jr. napping. But certainly a man who's been awake for all of this season. 9 clean sheets as this one sent towards the back post. It was a decent ball, but over the head of Henry Kalungi.
Yeah. Just tried to catch the keeper unaware there and whip that one into the back post, but keeper saw it going well wide and allowed it to go out of play.
Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. And it looks like we are going to have an early substitution from Mike Jeffries, and with 5 games in 12 days, you sort of expected this early substitution from the manager in charge, Mike Jeffries, as it is going to be Jaime Siaj, who has scored a couple of goals over the past few weeks, and he is going to replace fan favorite Jorge Herrera.
Yeah, Herrera, he's been his dangerous self tonight, but obviously with so many games to play, so many coming up, coach wants to protect him a little bit, allow him a little bit of rest, and maybe bring some fresh legs into the team for this game.
Siaj with goals against Ottawa and Toronto FC2. Make a super sub type impact here at the Sportsplex in Matthews. Davidson steps forward, and it looks like Siaj might be able to get there, just muscling off the defender. Siaj back for Enzo Martinez, but just out of his reach.
Yeah, Siaj showing his pace and strength, immediately impacting to the game there. Getting onto a misplaced pass, out-muscling the defender, and unlucky with his cutback.
Kalungi with a strong header. Siaj trying to bring it down, but disrupted by Paul Klaus in the middle of the park. Long for Thompson. Joel Johnson gets there first and takes a clever touch over the New Jersey native. Kalungi. Many Jules gets there. 19-year-old has played a solid game for Anthony Poulos thus far. Now here's Barry.
And he's been good when he's got the ball at his feet and driven at players. Not quite as fortunate as that situation there, but that's when he's looked very dangerous in this game, Barry, when he's got the ball to his feet and he's got it out and started to drive at defenders. He's been able to cause problems.
Ramos striding forward around Alex Martinez like he's not even there. Sends it towards the back post, and Mizell caught off his line a little bit, expecting the cross. And it almost found the back of the net.
Yeah, Mizell plucking that one out the air quickly and kick-starting the attack now for Charlotte. Quickly distributed to Estrada, and now they began to counter. Fantastic movement there from Enzo.
Wow, what a move from Enzo, trying to send it across for Siaj. Maybe could have been a little bit more selfish on that play. Back out for Alex Martinez, and Zach Carroll gets ahead to it.
You just see Enzo there, step to the ball and just allow it to run across his body, and it creates a whole lane for him to drive towards goal. He tries to cut the ball back unselfishly to his teammate, but he could have actually taken that one himself and gone at goal and tested the goalkeeper.
It's such a clever skill to have up your sleeve to allow the ball to do the work. Some players feel that they need to get a touch on it every time it comes their way, but Enzo has sort of mastered that craft of when the ball does come his direction, of feeling where the defender is, and then allowing the ball to do the work and just running with it.
Yeah, and there you've seen him, he got the ball, tried to take somebody off, gave it away, and immediately went and hustled back and won it back for his team. You know, that's more about his attitude and his effort, and it's a tremendous honour for him to be as much a defensive forward as he is a goal-scoring forward.
That's what makes this Charlotte team so dominant and a first-place team in the Eastern Conference. They play both sides of the ball extremely well and take both sides of the ball to heart. That's why they're atop the Eastern Conference table. De Silva comes out wide for Jules. Send it across towards the back post, forcing a header out of Yearwood. Alex Martinez trying to keep it in play. He won't have to, as it will be a throw-in for Charlotte. And now it looks like we're going to have another substitution. And this time it's going to be for Orlando City B, as Zach Ellis Hayden is going to come into the match and replace Connor Donovan, who played a very solid hour of football for Anthony Poulos at the back.
Yeah, Orlando City have just struggled to maintain any sustained period of pressure and possession so far in this game to create any quality scoring opportunities. They've had a few opportunities, but nothing really carved clean open from good passing or build-up play. And I think, you know, they're going to want to try and push in this last 30 minutes to see if they can get the win here in Charlotte.
Ellis Hayden onto the scene here in the 62nd. And Rafael Ramos will get some love from his coach, Anthony Poulos. And both coaches now have made one substitution and have two remaining for the remaining half hour.
I think we hear Coach Poulos barking instructions at his team to apply that same level of pressure that Charlotte have been applying over the course of this game, and the players on the field haven't quite done it as he would like to. I think that could be the key to getting them back in this game. If they're able to pressure the Charlotte players and force them to play under pressure, they have more chance of turning it open and being able to play with the ball themselves and win back possession.
Kalungi. Wechter has really settled in after a little bit of a rough start, conceding the Haji Berry penalty. Alex Martinez finding Siaj. Jaime Siaj. Great pass over for Estrada. Now encouraging Johnson forward, sending it back for Siaj. Edwards Jr. made the save. I don't think he knew much about it until it was in his hands.
And the passing in and around the box from Charlotte is fantastic to watch. They move the ball so quickly there. That's what creates a scoring opportunity. They move it from left to right. He cuts it back. And there is Siaj making the run onto the end of it, unfortunately straight into the keeper's hands, but fantastic ball movement around the edge of the box from Charlotte.
Kalungi bringing it down, Barry providing the pressure. Again, Anthony Poulos encouraging his team forward, sensing that the press could be on as it goes all the way back to Cody Mizell, and he'll send it the other way.
Yeah, Mizell making a good decision there to get the ball out of play, but Orlando need to do a better job of pressuring the ball. It's very easy for Charlotte to play under no pressure. You know, everybody looks very good. It's almost too nice because Charlotte almost always have time on the ball when they receive it. Orlando need to make it a little bit more difficult for them.
Barry with a neat turn, working on Wechter, going for goal, but just wide. Great run through from Scott Thompson as he just let the ball dummy through, and allowing Haji Barry to get on the end of it, just couldn't put the shot on frame.
Yeah, it looked like fantastic run to allow the ball to run through to Barry there. Fantastic to get it under control. The ball got stuck under his feet with his second touch. Didn't quite get it up as far as he would have liked to be able to get a cleaner strike on goal.
Now Barry in plenty of space again. Back for Thompson. Finding De Silva. 1v1 here with June Marquez Davidson, and that shot had to be blocked away by Mizell. And it is going to be a corner for Orlando City B. Charlotte have been caught a couple times over the past few minutes trying to get full clearances away, and Orlando City B have held them in.
Yeah, he's done well to beat Marcus Davidson there. Drive the ball at guy with his left foot, but Miser was equal to make the save. But Orlando just a little careless with their passing around the edge of the box. There's a few opportunities to set the ball for a player to come on and strike, and the pass hasn't been quite right, and they've had to take a touch and keep the ball moving, but feeling themselves back into this game slowly.
Gallardo on top of the corner, all the way towards the back post as Joel Johnson gets there first, not his best header, as Barry sends it back for Schweitzer. Schweitzer into the area, Kalungi meets it. Takes a fortunate Charlotte bounce. How about that challenge, though, from Pierre Da Silva?
Fantastic tracking back there from Da Silva. Martinez was just about to break. He managed to get his leg round with a sliding tackle and win the ball back now.
Barry looking to link up with Gallardo.
And this is what we were speaking about earlier. As much as Charlotte have been good in possession, this is where these little spells, it's only 1-1. Orlando could easily get themselves into this game and be ahead.
Tight quarters here for Orlando City B. Charlotte trying to force them negative. Gallardo trying to go at Yearwood as he was looking to chip it through for Barry. Now Charlotte looking very much like Orlando City B did in the first half. A lot of defending, and when they do win the ball back, they cough it right back up.
Yeah, Orlando now having their spell in this game of attacking, and it's going to be interesting to see how resilient Charlotte can remain.
Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Yearwood striding forward. Still Yearwood for Estrada. .5 minutes remaining plus stoppage time here at the Sportsplex at Matthews. Big 3 points on the line for both sides. Alex Martinez slipping it through. Lewis Hilton going for goal. Edwards Jr. makes the save. Siaj, Edwards Jr. makes another save.
Fantastic build-up play again from Charlotte. Finding holes in the Orlando defense, creating chance after chance. But they just haven't been clinical in front of goal right now to make this count.
Scooped over the top. Estrada going for what could have been his second goal of the match, but Edwards Jr. with probably his easiest save of the match, and the landlord continues to keep Orlando City B in this game.
Fantastic little bit of creativity there. Scooped that ball over the defensive line. I think he had more time than he thought he had. He could actually have brought that down, taken a touch, and finished it calmly past the keeper, but it was a little bit rash. Edwards happy to see that one roll into his hands.
Alex Martinez able to win it back from Zach Carroll. Looking to turn upfield. Enzo Martinez. Out wide for Estrada. Back in for Enzo. Oh. He couldn't get the right touch to it. Oh, it was a teasing ball in from Estrada to find the darting Enzo Martinez looking for the return. Just out of his reach and just across the face of goal.
And it's fantastic to watch. It's fun to watch the Charlotte team in attack. Free, fluent build-up play. Martinez unlucky not to get anything on that. I think if he gets on his foot on it, finds that one in the back of the net, you can see how frustrated he is. But sooner or later, Charlotte have to make one of these opportunities count. They've had the better opportunities, they've had the better possession. You just sense that if they don't make something count of it sooner or later, Orlando could end up stealing this one from right under their toes.
It was a tough ball for Enzo Martinez to take. Is there anything he could have done differently other than just trying to take a swipe at it with his right foot?
In that situation, it's coming across his body. He just has to get anything on it and redirect it towards goal, and the likelihood is it's in the back of the net. He doesn't have to put too much power in anything, just use the momentum of the ball and just allow it to glance off his foot into the net. Unfortunately, it just skied wide of his foot. Still 1-1.
Inside runner, Pierre.
Good challenge there. As Jules won it. Now Johnson finding Alex Martinez in plenty of space. But a great challenge from Ellis Hayden to break up that attack. Johnson trying to win it back for Charlotte as Haji Berry looking to hold off Henry Kalungi, but Greg Donka felt a foul there from Kalungi. And it will be a free kick for OCB.
Yeah, Kalungi just a little bit too tight to Barry there up top. Good defending, doesn't allow him to turn. but just a little too tight for the liking of the referee, calls the foul.
OCB play quickly, and it's right to the feet of Siaj. Siaj trying to get around Carroll. Siaj somehow gets back to his feet, trying to send it across. A little bit of a strange play there. We couldn't exactly see what happened, but Orlando City B might have touched the ball when they'd already placed it, and Siaj was running the other way.
Yeah, Siaj has done well since he's come in. He's been very, very, very lively, dynamic forward, very direct when he gets hold of the ball. He's done well for Charlotte since he's come onto the field.
And it looks like Joe Gallardo's night is going to be finished. And replacing him, it appears to be Austin Martz. We'll get a firm confirmation on that. It is going to be Austin Martz to replace Joe Gallardo, who got the start tonight. And Gallardo's night finished in the 70th minute, and now Austin Martz, who has been in solid form for Anthony Poulos, will get his chance to provide a super sub-like performance here at the Sportsplex at Matthews and perhaps break this 1-1 deadlock.
Yeah, Mart's getting the opportunity to come on and see if he can provide that spark to get the winning goal for Orlando. You know, they're very much still in this game. I think they know that Charlotte's had the better of the possession. They've had the better of the chances, especially in the last 5 minutes. But they're still very, very much in this game.
Little 1-2 between the Martinez brothers, but broken up by Ellis Hayden. Schweitzer trying to skip away from Yearwood. And both of the subs that have come on for Charlotte and OCB have been very solid. Ellis Hayden has provided a spark defensively and has given them a different dimension. And Jaime Siaj, like you said, has been buzzing around ever since he's entered.
Yeah, Siaj has been a threat since he's come on. He's had opportunities to score himself, and he's also provided a couple of opportunities.
Marquez Davidson.
Fantastic switch of play.
Lewis Hilton.
Let's go team to the ball. Side, next one.
Enzo Martinez.
Across Jay.
Trying to send it through for Joel Johnson. Good defensive shape there from OCB, but Enzo winning the ball right back after giving it away. Charlotte trying to bottle them up in their own end, but Schweitzer in plenty of space now, looking to send Haji Berry the other way. He's taken down from behind by Kalungi, and there's no foul called.
Interesting there.
And you can hear Anthony Poulos on the sideline saying he's pulled him down as he's on his way to goal. That is a disgrace.
Either way, the referee hasn't called that. You have to say it's fantastic defending for Kalungi, because if Barry gets away there, you sense that there's not many players on the field that are going to catch him once he gets into his stride. Kalungi's managed to do enough there to obstruct him without the referee calling for a foul.
Enzo able to win a corner kick for Charlotte, as we are certainly in the business portion of this match with a little bit less than 20 minutes remaining plus stoppage time. And now it's going to be the New England Revolution loan Donnie Smith coming on to replace Austin Yearwood. Very solid performance from the left fullback for Mike Jeffries, and now Donnie Smith, who provided the assist on the Enzo Martinez goal against the Bethlehem Steel in the midweek matchup, will get an opportunity to make an impact here. Hilton on top of the corner. Enzo Martinez providing a bit of support, maybe to draw out a couple of OCB defenders. Hilton will deliver himself. Kalungi up for the header. He completely mistimed it. Ended up hitting his thigh.
The ball was delivered into a lovely area. Kalungi just got there a little bit too early, and was unable to connect with the ball as he would have liked them, but fantastic delivery from the corner.
Donnie Smith fresh onto the scene with his first touch. Joel Johnson. And all the way back for Cody Mizell as Austin Martz is giving chase. Actually a good ball for Mizell trying to find Donnie Smith. There will be a throw-in for Charlotte. Martz linking up with Barry. Klaus.
Good job. No foul. Keep your feet.
Jules. Schweitzer. OCB being very patient here. They've been defending for the past 5 or 10 minutes, just trying to catch their breath and make Charlotte do more of the same.
Yeah, this is the best spell of possession that Orlando have had in the second half. It's going to be interesting to see if they can create a scoring opportunity. They keeper needlessly giving the ball straight back to Orlando City. Otherwise, they've actually managed to win it back and breaking right now.
De Silva trying to spin away from Estrada, and it is going to be a foul against David Estrada as De Silva goes down in a heap. And now a dangerous area for OCB to maybe send some numbers forward.
Yeah, I'm not sure there was as much in that foul as De Silva was making out. Be interesting when we see the replay to see how much contact there actually was from Estrada in that.
Looked like Estrada might have caught him in the back of the heel, but De Silva.
Just a little connection, nothing to roll 7 times about. The referee's given Orlando the free kick.
We'll give De Silva the Oscar on the night as he was able to sell that call. Greg Dopka bought it. And a free kick here in the 75th for Orlando City B as Anthony Poulos looks on maybe to make one more substitution on the night. De Silva flips it in towards the back post. Oh, it's a great ball as the header comes all the way back. And an opportunity wasted for OCB.
Perfect delivery into the box. All he has to do is just cushion that header across goal for a forward to tap in. He's got way too much on it, and it's ended up being a wasted opportunity, but fantastic delivery. He's done fantastic well to make the run and end up in the right position. He just needed to execute his header a little better.
Enzo Martinez. Hilton running with him. Still Hilton. Sends it across, hoping for Enzo, but it's just out of his reach, and there was no trailing midfielder to come and clean it up.
And the game's opening up now. We're seeing chances from end to end. It's going to be an interesting last 15 minutes.
Barry around Davidson, trying to get around Kalungi, but the veteran defender knew what Barry was up to. Anthony Poulos directing traffic from the touchline, not wanting his number 9 to take the throw, but rather De Silva.
Yeah, fantastic defending there for Kalungi, just covering Jamarcus Davidson. They're able to usher the ball out of play. But Orlando on the attack again here.
Hayden, a good ball in. Thompson couldn't get there. It falls to Martz, but his shot always going over the bar.
Yeah, he's just hit that one a little bit wrong. It's ended up driving away from goal rather than towards the goal. He won that one back, but Orlando beginning to look a little bit more dangerous in this game as it starts to open up in both teams searching for the winning goal.
Again, Charlotte's 5th game in 12 days. You have to imagine that fatigue at some point is going to start to become a major factor in this one. We saw a very early substitution for Mike Jeffries, and one more since. Both teams have one substitution remaining. And we'll see who those players will be, but for the moment, Charlotte in possession, looking to find that go-ahead goal.
I think we have to look at, though, this is a very good Charlotte team, and since they've moved into this Matthews Stadium, they haven't been beaten. You know, they've been very good at home. I don't think if the game was to stay like this would be actually a bad point for Orlando. I think it would actually end up being a good point for Orlando away from home against a very good Charlotte side if they're able to keep the scoreline the same.
Siach, wasted opportunity there as Enzo Martinez did some bullish work on the far side just to win the ball back, but Siach couldn't connect.
Yeah, Siach keeps finding himself in the right positions. He's always in and around the danger right now since he's come on. You sense that he could end up getting the key goal in this game.
He's certainly been in good form for Charlotte, and that goal against Ottawa in the 3-1 loss, as well as the goal against Toronto FC2, which actually put them up, but TFC2 would eventually equalize by way of Hamilton. And Schweitzer nods this along. Klaus steps forward, but gives it right back to Donnie Smith, the substitute who came on right around the 70th minute mark. Kalungi. Enzo trying to make that first touch pass, but Yemeni Jules was right on the scene there. Barry through the legs of Joel Johnson, who ends up making a great recovery tackle. However, it's still OCB.
Yeah, Orlando doing a better job now of closing down play and winning that ball back. Earlier in the game, they were allowing Charlotte the time to just get their heads up and play the ball around freely. Now they're doing a much better job of closing the ball down and winning it back quicker. It's allowing them to create their own scoring opportunities and counter and build attacks themselves.
Ellis Hayden. Back for the overlapping Schweitzer. Sends in a good ball along the ground, but Luke Wechter was there and right in position and on the scene on the near post. A little less than 12 minutes remaining in the 90 plus stoppage time for either team to try to find the game winner. Schweitzer sending it across again. Luke Wechter is there again.
And right now, we're just 12 minutes. You sense this game could go either way right now. Obviously, we've said time and time again, Charlotte have been the better team for the majority of the game. However, this past 12 minutes, anybody could get this winning goal right now.
Well, it did open up about 5 or 6 minutes ago, and both teams were flying down either end of the pitch and sort of slowed down a little bit, and it's been in favor of Orlando City B.
Yeah, both teams throwing numbers forward allowed space to open up in the field, and both teams are breaking and counter-attacking very quickly. But things settling down now a little bit. Orlando have got their foot on the ball and stringing together some good passing sequences.
And now OCB will have a free kick after Charlotte surrendered the set piece, and Alex Martinez continues with his theatrics towards the assistant referee on the far side. Silva on top of the free kick for Anthony Poulos. It's flicked on, and Mizell had to make a great save. It was Scott Thompson who got the touch. It was an awkward play, but Mizell did well.
Yeah, it cannot be underestimated how key Mizell has been various times in this game, coming up with big saves.
Take another look, just a little redirection by Scott Thompson, and Mizell right on the scene. It had to be a reactive save.
Yeah, that flick from Thompson just redirected the ball towards goal. Mizell, fantastic reaction save to keep that one out the back of the net.
De Silva, another good ball in. Donovan elevates. It's just over the head of him and Kalungi. And Charlotte will be able to come out the other way as we have less than 10 minutes remaining.
Mizell in a rush to get this one started. You can see Charlotte are under no means trying to settle for a draw. They want to take the 3 points here and showing the urgency to get things started.
Well, it wouldn't matter if Charlotte had clinched the #1 seed and was going to be automatically through to the USL Cup final. They're going to go for 3 points no matter what. This is a team that absolutely hates to lose or draw. He certainly showed that throughout the month of June and July, just recently being defeated by Ottawa. As this one over the top for Estrada, and it is going to be offside.
And that's a key point, you know. Sometimes when teams get towards the playoffs and they know they've already made it, they drop the intensity. Maybe they don't train as hard. Maybe they don't show the same attitude towards games. And you can see this Charlotte team, they want to win every game regardless of their place in the league. And that's the same mentality and attitude that they're going to need to take through the rest of the league and into the postseason, and able to be able to take that championship back to Charlotte.
Last touch off of Jordan Schweitzer. Another throw in for Charlotte. Looking to build off that good result against Bethlehem, a 1-0 win over Brendan Mertzog, thanks to Enzo Martinez's goal in the first half. Barry. Good touch in the middle from June Marquez Davidson, but Charlotte give it right back. And Orlando City B looking to spring the other way. Barry, it looked like he was offside, and he was, as the flag is up on the far side.
Charlotte again getting play restarted quickly.
Poor touch there from Enzo Martinez. Got caught in between trying to send it along for Donnie Smith.
Got a couple shots.
And it is going to be a corner for Orlando City B fans. The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter at USL.
Orlando just having a little spell of extended pressure right now. Charlotte doing a good job in defense. Mizell again coming up with some huge saves. But I don't think either team would be too disappointed in a draw in this game. You know, Orlando coming away to a very good Charlotte side, and Charlotte obviously coming to the end of a long streak of games. Some very tired players.
De Silva, great whipped in ball, but Mizell is there and able to collect. And looking to start the counter attack. And again, and Haji Berry slowing up Cody Mizell in that effort.
And again, you spoke about how much Charlotte's attitude doesn't change regardless of where they are in the league, you know, and that's an important key characteristic to have, you know, good habits. And I think they've established some good habits in Charlotte right now.
Siage taken down, and it is going to be a free kick in a very dangerous area for Charlotte. As Umeni Jules is claiming that it was a dive, the referee is not going to reach for his pocket just yet. And we'll take another look at some fancy footwork there from Jaime Siage.
Yeah, again, Siage looking dangerous.
Just a couple of head fakes.
Probably a little theatrical in going down, but did enough to deceive the defender and draw the foul.
And it is going to be a yellow card for Umeni Jules. 18-year-old from Cameroon.
See Orlando with their distances are. They're setting their lineup where every defender is able to be touch tight, not allowing spaces for Charlotte to make runs in between the defenders.
And now the rookie from Wingate University, Callum Ross, coming onto the scene here in the 85th to replace June Marquez Davidson.
And he's a big target for this kind of set piece.
It's going to be Donnie Smith to take it all the way towards the back post. Estrada trying to keep it in play. Last touch is going to be off of Orlando City B, and a corner for Charlotte.
Yeah, and you saw the referee there look like he was about to give a goal kick. However, he looked to his official on the touchline there who pointed there was a corner.
Haji Berry
doesn't agree with the decision
whatsoever.
whatsoever.
Not at all. It's a sarcastic smile. Leading goal scorer of this side, who's been in terrific form and has the lone goal for Orlando City B tonight. Charlotte, can they capitalize on another corner? We'll have to wait to find out the answer, as Greg Dopka has some extracurricular activity to sort out away from the ball.
Saw Barry there completely disagreed with the referee's decision. If he shook his head any harder there, it might fall off his shoulders.
It was Hilton on top of the corner. Wechter elevates forward. It's a good ball towards the back post. Ross trying to keep it in play. He's taken down. No call from the referee.
Yeah, the referee didn't even hesitate there. Didn't view a foul in there whatsoever.
Alex Martinez showing great strength and balance to win the ball back. And it goes out wide for Donnie Smith. The fans here loving the effort from Alex Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez, we talked about being strong tonight. He wins the ball back and then makes a darting run forward.
Fitness level is absolutely incredible from this Charlotte side.
Fantastic energy and attitude from Martinez on both sides of the ball, the defensive and the attacking side.
Last touch is going to be off Umeni Jules, and the Cameroonian surrenders another corner. And both teams have had their fair share of set pieces on either end. But both teams have defended them extremely well. A lot to do with very solid goalkeeping and organization from both Earl Edwards Jr. as well as Cody Mizell.
Yeah, we know Orlando are a team who are known for getting a lot of ties. And both teams doing very good defensive jobs here, but Charlotte now having their own turn of extended pressure in the attacking half.
Donnie Smith. Another good ball in. Ross elevating for the header. Estrada keeping it in play, but then cleared away by Connor Donovan. Alex Martinez. Away from Barry. Now Estrada. Comes out wide. Kalungi trying to send in service, but denied by Connor Donovan, and yet another corner for Charlotte.
Yeah, the centre-back Kalungi finding himself in some foreign territory out there on the wide flank. Not often you see him out there delivering crosses with his left foot from the left flank, but sustained pressure for Charlotte now in the attacking third.
And now the Brazilian Timbo is going to come in to replace Paul Klaus, who's done a lot of heavy lifting in the middle of the park for Anthony Poulos tonight. And Orlando City B certainly happy with a draw on the road at the Sportsplex at Matthews against the #1 team in the Eastern Conference, and are going to take their time with the remaining 2.5 minutes or so plus stoppage time as Timbo comes onto the scene here in the 88th.
Yeah, you could see Orlando just holding up play till he gets in there. Big defensive responsibilities from him in these last 5 minutes of the game. All the players will need to make sure they stay switched on. Crucial point in the game.
Charlotte with a real sense of urgency here. They want all 3 points. Forget about just one. Alex Martinez.
Alex Martinez really has had a solid game tonight. Very impressed with how he's performed tonight for his team. Coming off the back of such a long stretch of games, he hasn't let off tonight at all.
Lewis Hilton. Charlotte going to be very patient here with this particular attack. Enzo Martinez, good touch in for Callum Ross, looking to link up with Siaj. Callum Ross going with the outside of the foot for the far post. Oh, and it wasn't far off. Great football from Charlotte. However, it remains 1-1.
Yeah, we see that fantastic build-up again in the final third. Quick play, moving the ball side to side, creating chances with one-touch passing. Goalkeeper just happy to see that one go wide of the post.
It's a clever idea from Callum Ross. He knew he wasn't going to be able to get a second touch on it, so he just figured he'd have a go.
Yeah, he saw he was getting closed down, wasn't able to get a clean strike, and he just stabbed at the ball. But anything on target, anything can happen.
Thompson helping it along. Now things could be on here for Orlando City B. Schweitzer along for Ellis Hayden. Looking to take on Donnie Smith, but shows a little bit too much to him. And Smith able to clear it away. Officially into the 90th minute. Are we going to have a hero, or are we going to remain deadlocked at one apiece? Jack's Militia giving Ellis Hayden a tough time on the far side of the Sportsplex at Matthews, as Ellis Hayden trying to get around Lewis Hilton and perhaps win a corner, and he does just that.
Still a few minutes left to play in this game. However, I think a tie is a fair result. Meisel has come up with some huge saves again in this game tonight, but Charlotte have definitely had the better of possession, the better of play, the better of the chances, but it'll be a very good point for Orlando away from home, and it'll also be a good point for Charlotte coming off a string of so many games when the players are accumulated and not fatigued.
4 minutes of stoppage time added on to the 90. De Silva, another corner in. Donovan elevating forward, and it's cleared away by Estrada, who was in the right place at the right time. Now Schweitzer holding off Jaime Siaj, who's back for defensive responsibilities and does extremely well. He's come on and provided great services for Mike Jeffries, and now Charlotte looking to counter the other way. Lewis Hilton sending it along for Alex Martinez, now for Enzo. Enzo going out wide for Callum Ross. Estrada overlapping, it goes his way. Estrada into the area, and he sends it over the bar. He was hoping for a deflection, but he's not going to get one, and a goal kick coming for Earl Edwards Jr.
Good chance there, good build-up from Charlotte, but we have to talk about Siaj here. He's been an attacking threat since he's came on, but how good was his work rate there defensively just before this attack began? And if you watch the end of attack, he's again found himself in the center of the box, waiting for the ball to be delivered. So you have to give Siaj credit for his work rate and his attitude since he's come into this game.
But that's what you want from your substitute, a guy who comes in. You have a ton of players all over the field who have played the entire match. A guy who's only coming on for 20 minutes, there's no need to save yourself. Just expend all the energy that you possibly have for the next 20 minutes and go ahead and find a goal.
Definitely, that's exactly what Mike Jeffries would have asked him to do. And he's given the reaction that he would have been asked for, you know. It's not all the time players are on the bench and they come on and they're happy. Sometimes they're very disgruntled, but you know he's had the right reaction when he's come on in this game, and I'm sure his coach will be very grateful for what he's been able to bring to his team, as well as teammates been able to give them that little lift when they've been tired.
Joel Johnson, nice little 1-2 with Estrada. Johnson into the area. Charlotte looking for a game winner, and it's deflected. It's still in play. And now last touch is going to be off OCB. It might have gone over the line beforehand, but either way, it's going to be a corner for Charlotte. And before that happened, Haji Berry issued a yellow card here in the 92nd. A little bit of theatrics there from the referee, Greg Dopka, who sold the yellow card extremely well there. As Donnie Smith bends this in.
Oh.
Diving header there from Wechter. Wasn't able to get a clean touch to it as De Silva helps it along, and now OCB maybe looking for a game winner here in stoppage time, but what a sliding challenge from Martinez to keep it in the neighborhood, and Estrada wins it back.
So fantastic defending here from both teams in these closing minutes.
Estrada thought about the back heel, still with Estrada. Out wide for Hilton. Hilton sends it across, and it's almost an own goal as Connor Donovan almost put in the own back net.
That's a great block from Donovan there at the last minute.
Wow, just inches away from being disastrous for Orlando City B.
And Siaj is just waiting. If the defender doesn't get that, Siaj is right there to tap that one into the back of the net. But credit to both teams for the defending right now.
Comes out wide for Kalungi. The central defender going for goal, blocked in front.
And this is the danger. If Berry gets this ball running, he's very hard to stop it.
Barry and Martz off to the races. Martz going back for Barry. But great tracking back from Enzo Martinez, rather Alex Martinez.
Alex Martinez, and we spoke about him in this game. For me, he's been man of the match. He's had a fantastic performance. He's really been a credit to his team in this game. He's been the engine in the middle of the park. Now, Alex Martinez has been fantastic tonight for Charlotte.
Even in the 94th minute, still has enough energy to come all the way back and make potentially a game-saving tackle. And now looking to move forward and make a game-winning play. Donnie Smith.
We've seen fantastic defending from both teams over the past couple of minutes.
Ellis Hayden just shoving Enzo Martinez off the ball. Enzo looking for a foul. He's not going to get one. Could be the last play of the match here. Ellis Hayden taken down by Joel Johnson. And it is going to be a free kick for OCB, who will do well to try to play this quickly as we are now past the allotted 4 minutes of stoppage time.
Yeah, we're deep into stoppage time now. The referee could blow any minute. You sense this is going to be the last attack. Can Orlando do anything with this?
De Silva able to keep it in play, but that is going to do it. A well-fought match here at the Sportsplex at Matthews. 1-1 is the final score. Anthony Poulos and his side now make it 10 unbeaten. Charlotte, 4 points in their last 2 matches. Chris Nurse, your thoughts?
Neither coach looked ecstatic with the point. However, I think it was a fair result at the end of the game. Orlando B came to a very difficult place and leave with a point. Charlotte, coming off the back of a long streak of games, were very impressive, had their chances. However, they also leave with a point.
Estrada and Haji Berry, your goal scorers here in North Carolina. The final score from the Sportsplex at Matthews, Charlotte 1 and Orlando City B 1. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Your pet leaves fur wherever he goes, and it's impossible to clean when it gets on your clothes. Not anymore. Introducing the Hurricane Fur Wizard, an all-new extra-large lint brush that picks up fur and lint with ease, then cleans up instantly with a self-cleaning base. Fur Wizard is faster because of the double-sided action. It cleans up twice as much in half the time of other lint brushes. Plus, with just one dip, both sides are cleaned up quick, and just remove the base clip to empty. Look, a tape roller needs so many sheets, while just a few swipes of Fur Wizard easily cleans the entire surface. No refills are ever needed. Use it over and over again. Get your Hurricane Fur Wizard for just $19.99. But wait, call now and you'll also get the Fur Wizard Mini absolutely free. Perfect for quick on-the-go cleanups. It has a self-cleaning base too. But wait, call now and you can get a second complete Fur Wizard set. Just pay separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-261-4030 to get your Fur Wizard. Call or visit byfurwizard.com. So call 1-800-261-4030. Order now.
Non-attorney spokesperson. Were you seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident?
Call 800-902-3240.
You may be entitled to compensation. Every day, 96 people die in vehicle accidents. Thousands more injured. It's the leading cause of death for ages 16 to 24. If you were seriously injured or a loved one was killed in a motor vehicle, get some peace of mind now.
Call 800-902-3240.
You may be entitled to compensation.
Full time here from the Sportsplex at Matthews as Mike Jeffries' side and Anthony Poulos' side play to a 1-1 draw in the Eastern Conference in the United Soccer League. Tyler Terrence along with Chris Nurse, as neither team were able to find the breakthrough in the second half. We had 2 goals inside of 10 minutes, but after that, the remaining 80 minutes remained scoreless rather, and we finished at a 1-1 draw. We'll take a look at some of the best moments from the 90 minutes here in Matthews, North Carolina, and there were certainly a lot of them, and early on, Luke Wechter surrendering a penalty.
Yeah, fantastic work here from Barry. Draws the penalty. Nobody else is going to take this ball off him to take this penalty, will they?
Absolutely not. Haji Berry, who has scored 4 goals in the last 3 matches, was exactly the man who they wanted to step up to the spot. Cody Mizell got a fingertip to it, but Berry delivers in the bottom left corner, and it would be 5 goals in 4 matches for that man, Haji Berry, who has 8 on the season, leading Orlando City B by a number of goals in that category, but Charlotte would answer back extremely quickly.
Yeah, some scrappy play around the box. Falls to Estrada. He makes no mistake burying that ball into the back of the net to equalize the game.
Estrada, who's been in good form as of late as well, burying that goal. He's got a handful on the season. And Charlotte would answer right back in just a matter of about 3.5 minutes after Haji Berry put the penalty away, as Orlando City B seemingly awakened the beast. However, neither team would be able to find another breakthrough throughout the rest of the match, but it was certainly entertaining even without any goals.
Yeah, Barry spoke about how he's dangerous when he gets the ball out his feet and starts driving and running at players. Create this opportunity here, but fantastic block off the line. You can see how happy Cody Mizell is not to see that one in the back of his net.
Luke Wechter, who surrendered the penalty to Haji Berry earlier in the game, atoning for his sins and clearing that off the line. What a defensive play from the rookie out of the University of Charlotte. And the the Charlotte Independents would certainly have their opportunities down the stretch. Jaime Siaj, who came on, was really busy for Charlotte.
Yeah, Siaj was key when he came on. His hard work rate, closing players down defensively and offensively, was really a spark when he came off the bench for Charlotte.
And then this was a big save from Mizell as Thompson just got a little flick to it.
Yeah, Mizell again coming up big, as he has so many times this season for Charlotte. Huge presence at the back. Fantastic save.
Two of the best goalkeepers in the United Soccer League were on display here at the Sportsplex at Matthews. Mizell and Earl Edwards Jr. only surrendering a goal apiece in goals that they really couldn't do much about. Charlotte would try to find the game winner, and this one was almost put in the back of their own net by Connor Donovan.
Yeah, and I think it's important here, Donovan goes with his right foot. If he chooses to go with his left foot, that ball finds the back of the net. But he chooses to slide the ball away with his right foot, goes away for a corner. Fantastic defending.
Jaime Siaj was right on the scene, waiting for it to come through. However, it would not. We'll take a look at some of the final stats from the 90 minutes of this one. And anything surprising up here, Chris?
The shots on target were pretty evenly matched. 9 for Charlotte, 8 for Orlando. But we know that Charlotte dominate possession, 64% compared to Orlando's 36%. Charlotte, 21 shots overall throughout the game to Orlando's 13. So very much Charlotte were the home team today, and they played like it. Very aggressive, very good in possession. They just needed to be a little more clinical in the final third, and they would have took all 3 points. However, I think is a very, very, very crucial point for Orlando this evening.
And now we will look at our Wells Fargo save of the game, and it is going to be from Cody Mizell, and it was off this play here as he was able to make, or rather it's going to be Luke Wechter as he cleared that off the line. A huge save from the rookie, who obviously made up for conceding that penalty earlier on.
Yeah, and this ball was destined for the bottom corner. Very well placed. Keeper would have had no chance. Wechter just doing exceptionally well to cover his goalkeeper in that situation.
So Luke Wechter earning the Wells Fargo save of the game. And the next match for Orlando City B is going to be at Louisville City. Third place, James O'Connor's side will look to take on Anthony Poulos and a red-hot Orlando City B, who have now been unbeaten in their last 10 matches. August 26th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time at Slugger Field. And then for the Charlotte Independents, they will take on one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference, Toronto FC2, as they'll look to pick up all 3 points against Jason Bent and Jordan Hamilton. That game on August 26th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time as well. As we finish up from the Sportsplex at Matthews, it was a fantastic night of football here in Charlotte as the Independents and Orlando City B played to a 1-1 draw. Young and old fans alike enjoyed the match here at Matthews. Charlotte and OCB playing to a 1-1 draw. For our outstanding crew, as well as my broadcast partner, Chris Nurse, I'm Tyler Terrence, saying so long for now. The final score, Charlotte 1, Orlando City B 1. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll talk to you soon.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.